Good evening, and welcome back, everybody, to another Wednesday night movie live stream at a slightly later time and a different location on Wednesday night. So I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another Wednesday night live stream with me, Pete Playtendoguy, and I'm joined as always by Andy from Forgotten World of Movies.
Hey everyone.
Mike can't make it tonight, but he'll be back next week. But be sure to check out his channel. He's done an absolutely fantastic and heartfelt video. It's over on his covers page. And we've also got Scott, the movie critic, here.
Hello, everyone.
Nige from Rock God 2004.
Motherfuckers.
And we've also got Mikey from Boogie Cat Productions. So thanks ever so much for joining, Mikey.
That's all right. Thank you very much. Thanks for asking me.
I'm just looking at all your vintage arcade cabinets, and there he goes.
I'm just looking at all your vintage cabinets, and you've got the cheek to fuck off while I'm looking.
That's all we've got time for tonight, folks.
Hope you enjoyed this week's stream. See ya.
Yeah.
But hopefully he'll be back in a sec. Must be technical issues, but
Yeah.
hope you're all doing well. I hope you're doing well, Nige. Hope COVID's getting better as well with Laura.
It's the best I've felt today, thankfully, so far.
That's good.
I'm still not 100%, but Christ, I'm better than I was 3 days ago. Jesus. I slept most of the day, but yeah, I'm not too bad today, thankfully.
And we should have Mikey here. And he's back.
I don't know what happened
He's
there.
back.
It just went. So bear with me. It's an old tablet. So
Hey, no worries at all. I was just saying I'm admiring your arcade collection. I'd love to have one of those.
Thank you. I got 8 machines and a pinball machine.
Wow. I think I remember you showed off the pinball machine. It's got like a Star Wars table, hasn't it?
Yeah, and Jaws. It's nice.
Jaws as well. Oh, very nice.
You could open your own arcade.
I know. Couldn't I?
Actually, I think you've got more than arcades, Stu, because I've been in some and they rarely have any. machines.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So, anyway,
childhood.
before we get into the comments, same question I ask every week. What are some of the films that you've been watching over the past week? Do you want to go first, Scott?
Yeah, sure. So I finally got around to watching License to Kill. Thank you to Andy and Mike for recommending that film to me. Wow, so good. Definitely one of my favourite James Bond films. Quite violent in places as well, which I wasn't expecting. It's definitely got a lot more to it in other Bond films, I think. Such a great time, really enjoyed that. I also watched The Living Daylights, which was another really good James Bond film starring Timothy Dalton. Really enjoyed that one. Love the theme song as well by Ha Ha. I think it's amazing. And yeah, thought that was really good. Also watched Incredible Hulk for the first time on Disney Plus. Thought I'd give that a watch finally. Yeah, it was alright. I had a good time with it, but it didn't really do anything special for me. And I also watched Body of Evidence for the first time yesterday. It was amazing, but it was still quite decent. Madonna actually gave quite a good performance in it, to be fair. I thought she was good in that. And finally last night, The Class of Nukem High watch along with Nigel, Ryan and Delboy.
Wow.
And wow, that film was absolutely awesome. Loved it. Really great 80s film there.
That's fantastic to hear. And that is a great selection of watches there. Glad to see you enjoyed License to Kill. That is a fantastic film. It is.
It really is. I can't recommend it enough. It's brilliant.
If you're not into Bond films, that's definitely the film to watch because it's least like a Bond film. Yeah.
Yes, 100% agree there, Pete. Definitely.
And Living Daylights is a lot of fun. And I do like the theme song. It's actually playing in my head now.
Yeah, it's a great theme and a really good film as well. Enjoyed that.
Mm. And you did a watch along the Class of Nukem High last night. Isn't that a trauma film?
It is indeed, and yes, it is quality. Loved it. Absolute
Really
quality. There we go.
Well, it's got the quality seal of approval, so I'm intrigued to watch it. What's your next watch along with Ryan?
It's Speed. I'm going to be watching that on 4K, so yeah, looking forward to
Oh,
that.
Speed. Oh. Is he going to
Yeah.
follow up with Speed 2 one day? I'd be up for that.
No.
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 Oh, that.
Oh, it's a classic. It's a classic.
I don't know who told you that.
It's an underrated classic. Only, I mean, it gives UB40
Speed
a
2
chance.
is a classic. Creepshow is shit. Work that one out.
Speed 2's got your favourite band in it, Nige?
Not UB40.
UB40, yeah.
I don't remember that, thank Christ. But there's even more reason to hate it.
They're actually in it. Yeah.
Yeah. They
Shoot
make
it through the
quite an
fuckers
extended
overboard.
cameo in it. Oh, but great selection of watches there. Scott, what about you, Nige? What have you been watching recently?
Class of Newcombe. No, I haven't watched it for a long time, so I knew most of the bloody script as it was coming out. I absolutely love it. It was just really, really nice to watch it, like with the group of people, some of which hadn't seen it. So yeah, I was long overdue a watch. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I did go looking for the main girl in it, who gets her wabs out. She's like the girlfriend of the main lad. Because she's only done 3 or 4 films. And at one point in 2012, she went missing.
Really?
And I've never found her. I couldn't find her. I never seen it anywhere that said she was found. But she's still listed as an actress.
Really?
I think she's 61-year-old now. She was 24 when she made the film. I couldn't find any recent photos or anything, which is a shame. I think she did Playboy as well. I couldn't find any pictures from that either.
Oh.
So yeah, Class of Newcombe. I have now watched both cuts of The Exorcist.
Very
Nice.
nice.
I think the 4K is absolutely stunning. Somebody commented on my video saying that the colour was wrong at the beginning, and apparently the sheep were orange. I never noticed that. I wasn't looking for the colour of the sheep though. Is that just being a bit too picky? I don't know. I was mainly looking at like the natural colours and stuff, like green on the trees and stuff, and the red. For me, they're the two giveaways. I mean, we'll probably all see it different anyway. But yeah, well worth the upgrade. Absolutely fantastic. The only gripe about it is they didn't use the old style Warner logo, and I really wanted them to. The black square with the red background, that one. And then I watched this film called Tuesdays with Maury. It's not the type of film I would normally buy, but Del Boy sent me this. It's fucking heartbreaking. Jack Lemmon's final film.
Really?
Basically, Jack Lemmon used to be this guy who is Hank Azaria.
Oh, he's from The Simpsons.
Simpsons, whatever, yeah. Well, I wouldn't know that. I don't watch that shit. And he used to be his coach when he was younger. And when he left school, he promised he'd stay in touch with him, and he didn't. And I think he goes to the house when he goes to see him because he finds something to remind him that he said he'd just keep in touch. Anyway, he goes and sees him, and Jack Lemmon's dying, and he knows he's dying. And he ends up going to see him every Tuesday, and every time he goes to see him, he like learns different things about life, like what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be, type of thing. Very, very touching film. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's only 89 minutes long. It's a TV movie, and I think it's got something to do with Oprah Winfrey because she does like a little presentation at the minute, and I've just realised I said the word movie there, but that's because I normally get called TV movies. But yeah, well worth a watch. That Tuesdays with Maury. It's not the easiest DVD to get hold of, apparently.
Never even heard of it before.
I hadn't. I finally found and watched this, Berserk, with Joan Crawford.
Oh.
It's also got Diana Dawes in it, Michael Gough, Judy Geeson, Robert Hardy. Robert Hardy, what a cast. And I had a blast with it. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Joan Crawford has this circus, so it's actually based in a circus.
Really?
But somebody's going around killing the people who work at the circus.
Oh, that sounds really good.
And it's like usual with these, you get the reveal at the end. Really, really enjoyed it. Berserk, that's on Indicator. Got that months ago in the sale.
I'll keep an eye out because the Indicator sale will soon be on again.
Watch out for that, 'cause it's well worth getting. And then I watched this that Michael Hewitt sent me. Didn't know a thing about it. Watched it. Goes on for about an hour and 15, hour and 20. And it's absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. It's called Kidnap with Halle Berry.
I want to
Never heard of
watch
that
that
one.
if I do.
Wow, what a fucking roller coaster ride this was. Within the first sort of 10 minutes, that's probably, but not that it is slow, she's setting it up. She takes her son out because she's not together with her son's dad. He's only little. Takes him to a park and he's got like a little walkie-talkie. So when she leaves to go take a phone call, she's like, "Still there?" And he's like, "Yeah." "Still there?" "Yeah." And then she walks around. He's gone. And she sees him getting dragged into this car. So she races to the car and she follows them. And I won't tell you anymore. Wow, what a film.
Sounds good.
Ups a daisy there. And I've watched all 4 of the Psychos.
Oh, very nice. What's the
Nice.
picture quality like on the 2, 3, and
Fantastic.
4?
Absolutely fantastic. For me, the worst picture quality one was 3.
Really?
It seemed a bit grainier than the others, but it was still sharp. If you look past the grain, it was sharp. The colours are fantastic in it. The bit where... Is it Dutch, they call him? Dutch is in the bedroom with that lass out of Friday the 13th Part 5, and he's got the candles on, like the bright reds and stuff. Really, really nice colours. Psycho 2 looks absolutely amazing, as does the original. Psycho 4 looks great as well, and I had an absolute blast with them all.
Brilliant.
And that's it.
Fantastic. Is the first Psycho, is it the same Universal disc, or does it have like
Yes.
the Arrow intro?
No, it doesn't have the Arrow intro on, and I thought it would have done, because when you look at the disc, it's got the Arrow logo on, so I think what they must have done is they must have got so many discs off Universal that haven't been screen printed, they must have been blank, and they've printed their own artwork on so that it matches the rest of them in the set. But when it comes on, it just comes straight on with the Universal logo, and you get the cut and the uncut versions. And the cut, I watched the uncut one, and black and white film. It just looks stunning.
I've heard the 4K looks amazing on that.
It really is.
Very nice. I went into HMV to have a look, see if they had it on there. Never had it in stock, so I don't know whether in store they had it or not, which is a shame.
They're cutting down though. I know they're getting all bloody
I see
dolls and bags in.
HMV's website, you get 20% off if you like refer a friend. So if you create another email address and send that account a code, you'll get 20% off. So it'll make it 40 quid instead of 55. So it might be something that I'll do. So that's not too bad of a price. But I've seen it.
I don't know how true it is, but somebody told me that Xavi have sold out.
I think they've still got it on Amazon at the moment, and I've heard.
So I wouldn't leave it too long. Was the point I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I can imagine it going quickly.
Honestly, even at 55 quid though, it's like what 11 quid a disc. It's an absolute fucking bargain. Well worth getting.
It's very good, especially considering the Hellraiser one's going to be about 70 quid, and there's only like 4 films, and it doesn't look as nice a set as that one.
Sorry, 3 films, isn't it? The Hellraiser. I'm saying 1.
I think it's 4. I think it's 4 they're doing this time, but it doesn't look like a nicer set as that.
Oh, Wicker Man's only 1 film, and that's 60.
That's true. And I see.
So the Wicker Man is more expensive than all 4 Psychos.
Oh, well, that big Wicker Man set, 60 quid. Wow. It's pricey.
And I absolutely fucking love Psycho 2, so I couldn't wait. I actually couldn't wait to get the first one out of the way so I'd get the Psycho 2 because I've been dying to see it. And you know, I could very, very gladly sit all through all 4 of them again.
Oh,
really enjoyed them. They looked amazing.
Keeps you guessing all the way through the end. It is. Brilliant performance by Anthony Perkins. That's why I want to watch the 3rd one, because it's directed by him.
That's the weird one of the bunch, I think, because it's got a lot of dark humour in it. 4 gets absolutely slated, and I don't know why, because I think it's fucking brilliant. He's telling stories on the phone to somebody about when he was younger and that, and then it brings you right up to date where he is now.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna have to do it again." You think, "Oh shit, here he goes." But people go, "What a lot of crap!" No, it wasn't. It was very well acted.
Sounds like a
Olivia
different
Hussey
take.
plays his mother, and Henry Thomas from E.T.
Really?
plays young Norman.
Sounds like a different take for it. Something that, like, it seemed to be like they've evolved themselves, the sequels. They're not trying to be the same old, same old. They're doing different things, which is quite
No.
cool.
The good thing about the fourth one as well, for me personally, they end it well.
Ah,
After that, I wasn't thinking. They've left it open for a 5. I never thought that at all. There's a little tiny little bit at the end, and you might just like think, yeah, I think it's just done for posterity's sake. I never took it as in, oh look, this could happen again. Not at all. You'll know what I mean when you watch it.
right. But great selection of watches there, Nige.
Thank you very much.
And what have you been watching recently, Andy?
Today I watched the full Monty and the first 3 American Pie films.
Oh wow, all 3.
Well, I started watching the 4th one, but I've had to pause it for this, so I'll probably watch the rest of that tomorrow. And yesterday I watched Tremors and True Romance on 4K.
Oh wow,
nice.
That's a good double bill.
Yeah, love both of them. I also watched back-to-back Rat Race and Road Trip.
Oh,
I love them 2 movies. I have an absolute blast with them. I watched Carlito's Way on 4K as well because I got the new Arrow set of that.
we got the Arrow version.
Andy,
What'd you say? Sorry, Mikey.
is it a good print that Carlito's Way?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as the Universal one that
Right.
came out. It just looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd give it the Arrow one just the edge because it just looks
Right, yeah.
a little bit better. But that movie's amazing. I love that film.
Yeah, I've not seen it since the VHS days, but I remember really enjoying it, so I'm very tempted to grab this one, you know?
Yeah, I would because it's I just think the movie's great.
Yeah.
That's about it for me. Yeah.
Fantastic selection of watches there, Andy. Really good mix of films.
Cheers, Pete.
What about you, Mikey? What have you been watching recently?
Over the last, I'd say, 2 weeks, I had to write them down because I usually forget. That happens when you're my age. Me and the missus watched the first 2 Expendables films. I've seen them all, but she haven't. And we want to go and see the 4th one, which I've not heard great things about, but I'm going to try and watch the 3rd one now towards the end of the week and perhaps watch the 4th one on the weekend in the cinema.
Sounds good.
We watched those. I thought it was an excellent horror film called Cobweb.
Was that the recent one that came out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was very good. I was pleasantly surprised by that because it came out of nowhere for me. I didn't hear anything about it coming or whatever. Film I thought was dreadful. The Blackening. Do you know that one?
That's a fairly recent one, isn't it?
That's bad.
Never heard of that one.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it, but it just seemed to be tried too hard to be like a Scream, Saw movie with humor, and it just did not work for me. I mean, I struggled to get through it all, but I did in the end. A very good movie, Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom, yes, I've heard a lot about that one.
Yeah.
Very powerful movie, very, very powerful, and I highly recommend seeing it. But my favourite one of recent, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, was Gran Turismo.
What about the game? Wow.
Yeah, because when they first announced it, I thought, here we go, another video game turned into a movie. But I didn't realise that it's a true story of a Gran Turismo player, like this young kid who competed in tournaments and he went on to be a professional driver. And it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
It's not too bad. It's directed by the guy who did District 9 as well.
Well, I read that as well. That sort of piqued my interest because, once again, sort of video game movie, you're thinking, hit and miss, you know. And when I read it was Neil Blomkamp, something like that, you know, I thought, you know, this is probably more than your run-of-the-mill cash-in movie, because he's not that sort of director. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but I thought it was superb. Absolutely superb.
Not seen it yet, but I do really want to check out, to be fair.
Yeah, I've played the games and I was always interested in it. Trailers are pretty good, so I will check
it's
it
a
out.
great story. I'd like to think that, you know, that it has, most of it is true and not, you know, obviously any true story, they exaggerate bits, don't need to make it an interesting film. But if it's anything close to the real life event of what happened, then it's quite an incredible story. I mean, yeah, very highly recommended. By the way, I don't know who's releasing it, but there's two different design steelbooks going for pre-order tomorrow.
I see that popped up on Facebook. One's like a silver one, and the other one's goldish.
They both look lovely, to be quite honest, and I can't decide which one I'm going to get. But yeah, highly recommend it. If you like the film Rush, I think you'll like this.
Oh, very good.
That's a good film, to be fair.
I thought Rush was
I enjoyed that film.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Rush, I did, yeah. That's the one about James Hunt and Nicky Lauda, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that.
There's a lot of similarities in this. Yes, it's a racing film about racing, obviously, but you know the technique and when they shot the races and stuff, where there's like close-up, slow motion shots of the pistons and stuff, and things like that, very style. And watching it, I thought, this is very, very similar to Rush in its execution, and probably just as fascinating a story as well, to be quite honest. Even though Rush was just absolutely bonkers, you know, meaning in a good way. I couldn't believe how accurate I remember when I seen the film Rush, I wanted to find out how much of that was real. You know, thinking, come on, he must have exaggerated. And by the look of it, you know, Rush was pretty accurate. So, Gran Turismo, check it out. Really, really good. Even the missus have got no real interest in, you know, sports films or anything like that. As soon as I finished film, she looked at me and said, I enjoyed every moment of that. It was great.
Oh, awesome.
So,
That's why I was surprised I like Rush, because sport for me, it's like watching fucking paint dry, and I wasn't expecting much at all, but I really did enjoy it. So you have intrigued me with that one.
Why, you know, I mean, this is just a personal thing. Why, you know, one thing I didn't know about until I seen the movie is that the kid it's based on is from Cardiff, which is literally 10 miles from me.
Really?
Wow!
And I'm surprised I didn't know about it beforehand. You know, like in the local news or something. It was like when I you know, Cardiff, I'm like, why have I not heard of this before? Like, you know, why wasn't it sort of hit the local news, if you like? Although I live in Newport, which is the next city over, but yeah, brilliant story, absolutely fantastic. Watch it.
Makes me want to watch it more. I was like, when it came out, I was like, yeah, this will be okay. I'll probably pick it up when it come out. But I've heard a lot of positive buzz about it, because a lot of people's like, oh, Gran Turismo, well, how's that going to work as a film? But I think because it doesn't base itself too much on the games and does its own thing.
Well, the game part of it literally is about it's you know, it's probably, although it's referenced throughout because he learned the courses and stuff.
I bet he's playing the new Gran Turismo on the PS5 a lot in the background.
Yeah, I 410 hours into it, mine. It's just, I love the game. But, you know, even though it's referenced that he's a gamer throughout, it only spends about 10, 15 minutes sort of in as a gamer before he gets picked up to be trained as a professional driver, sort of.
Yeah,
you
got the guy from Stranger Things in it. Orlando Bloom as well. He's in it as well.
Who's that?
Orlando Bloom's in it as
Orlando
well.
Bloom and the guy
Harper or Hopper, is it?
Harper, isn't it? I can't think of his first
Stranger
name.
Things.
Plays the sheriff in Stranger Things, isn't it?
David Harbour. David Harbour.
That's it.
Yeah.
Surprised me. I'd say, you know, contender for one of my top films of the year, to be quite honest.
Really? That's good.
Nice.
That's good to hear.
You know,
brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Great selection of watches there, Mikey.
Yeah.
For me, I've watched a few films over the week. I, like you, Mikey, actually watched the Expendables 1 and 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
It was on TV. I like the first one and the second one. They're pretty fun and entertaining. Great to see
Yeah.
those ensemble casts. The
Yeah.
third one was really weird. I still don't understand why Fraser was in Expendables 3, but there you go.
Yeah.
With Kelsey Grammer. It was a very odd film, getting a 12+ rating as well.
It's going to say
After
it
the
felt
reviews-
toned down as well.
After the reviews for 4, I think I'm going to leave it. Apparently, it cost $100 million to make and only made about $20 million
really?
in the box office.
Oh.
The new one?
Dear.
Oh.
I was especially excited with the new one.
Oh, I
because
bet that fucking head.
Because you got
Yeah.
you got Tony Jaa in the new one, who's incredible in Ong Bak and Warrior King, which is my favourite movie of his. And I never can pronounce his name, but the guy from the Raid movies is in it as well.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, what a cast, you know.
And everybody's
But yeah,
favourite
I
action
did
hero,
mostly-
50 Cent as well.
Right. But
I don't know why he was in
a
it,
lot
but...
of good things. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just heard it's okay and nothing more. I'll probably get something out of it. You know, I'm a big Sylvester Stallone fan, so although
I look
apparently
forward
he's
to hearing
not
what
in
you
it very
think,
much.
and I
either.
hope you enjoy it when you get around to watching it.
Yeah, gotta see it. Like,
Mm.
so
Batman Forever was on TV, so I watched that one. I hadn't seen that in years. Yeah, very entertaining film. Even though
Yeah.
Jim Carrey kind of reminded me of Annie Lennox. I actually said, "Is that Annie Lennox?" for a minute.
I need
I need yeah,
Do you know what? I do actually get that. Now you mention it.
With the red hair, I was sort. Is he going to start singing "Sweet Dreams Are Made of These"? I was like, what?
I
But
do actually like the third one. I do
it is a
actually like
very
Forever.
entertaining
It's
film, it is, and the
pretty
seals
stylish,
song.
you know, with the car
Yeah.
and stuff. And
I actually didn't mind Val Kilmer in it as well. I couldn't really remember much about him in the film, but I
it's just
didn't
the
mind
fourth
him.
one. Okay. Fourth one,
And
pretty bad.
Kiss from a Rose by Seal. Really enjoyed
yeah.
that song. Fantastic.
Great song. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song.
Watched Cinema Paradiso for the first time. Really enjoyed that one as well. Really good tale. Such a wonderfully shot film. Watched the theatrical cut of it, but there's like several different cuts of it. And I thought the final part of the film seemed very rushed, and did a bit of research about it. Apparently, the film was originally released much longer, but because it didn't do well in Italy, they trimmed it down to bring it out over here, and then it won loads of awards. It's
Yeah.
such a strange thing, and even in the credits, it shows you a couple of scenes that aren't even in the film, and you're like,
Okay.
"Where's that from? Where's that from?"
Yeah.
So I kind of want to check out the extended cut of that one. And the final film I watched is the homework film of the week, and that was Crap Show. Crap Show? Creep Show.
Great song. Oh dear, oh dear.
I like Creep
Jack-
Show.
Trying to piss us off, Pete. Fucking hell.
Keep getting death threats.
I was watching it when it came up to this. The first story wasn't too bad. Father's Day. It was quite funny with like the birthday cake and all that. The second one, I was like, really good film. This is more like Crap Show instead of Creep Show. I just could not get on with it. But the third one, absolutely loved it. Was Sam from Cheers and The Naked Gunman. A lot of fun. Leslie Nielsen.
I love it when you get all professional, technical. I mean, Ted Danson and fucking Leslie Nielsen, you thick fucker. I nearly said Jimmy Nielsen then.
Jimmy Nelson.
Rolf Danson.
But really enjoyed that one. That's the best one by far. That was such a really good one. And it was nice to see Leslie Nielsen going against like his typical sort of acting sort of stuff by being serious. The fourth one, I quite like that one as well. The woman from The Fog was in it as well, which surprised me.
He means Adrienne Barbeau, boys and girls.
She was married to John Carter.
The
wasn't
woman
she?
from The Fog.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know names. I just like, oh, that's them from that film. That's them from that film.
No, the only
She was
name you know is
married
Johnny
to John
T,
Carter,
your mate.
Johnny T, yeah. Me and him go back years.
Johnny T.
Johnny T.
You know the fella that was at Night Fever in Greece. Johnny T. Fucking Johnny T.
Yeah. Yeah, she's in the crate, isn't she? The crate episode.
Yeah.
And the
Ex-Mitch's
final
carpet.
one was a
Yeah.
creepy little tale as well. With the insects, the ending of it was
Yeah.
really cool, really good
Yeah.
bit of practical effects there. I like that bit, and I
Yeah.
like the whole magazine structure of it as well, with the intro and outro bits and a couple of cameos
Yeah.
here and there as well. I think on a rewatch, I probably will enjoy it more. I'll give it a 3 out of 5, but I think I probably would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I'm definitely.
Oh, you generous bastard, you. Our Georgie doesn't need your marks. You stick to your fucking Playtendo stuff. I'll give it a higher score, 3 to 3.5.
That's still not too bad. I could
Tight ass.
You never know. I might watch it again and give it 5 out of 5. You don't know. Well,
I bet you like
probably
Creepshow 2 better.
You
probably
probably
would.
will,
I'm
yeah.
actually watching the TV series because I got sent it, and I'm liking it. I've watched a few episodes of the first season, and I'm enjoying it more than I
Yeah.
did the film. A bit.
There's a great.
Well, I think that says a lot.
I think it's in season 2. There's an episode dedicated to the Evil Dead.
Is there? Ooh.
Oh, God, yeah, forgot about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got Ted Raimi in it, and it's, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great, that one. I forgot all about that.
I think it's season 2, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it is, yeah.
I'm going to watch that one then. But talking
Yeah.
Evil Dead, I did actually get round. Amy showed me the first episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Wow, that's fun. Really
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
It's
Yeah.
really gory as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I didn't like about it was that there was a lot of like CGI in it, like where like the original one is like all practical.
Yeah, well,
The
it's gonna be,
CGI
yeah.
is prevalent in it, but I really enjoyed it, and Ash is just so entertaining to watch, and
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to watching more of that. But that is what I've watched over the past week. Now, time for the homework film. Haven't got any films because I haven't thought of any this week, so I'm going to leave it up to the guests. I'm going to ask each guest to name me a film, and I'll do a poll tomorrow, and which film out of those gets the most votes is the one that I'll watch. So, Scott, have you thought of a film?
I have indeed, yeah, and I'm going to choose 1984.
What did you say?
Class of 1984.
Class of 1984. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Andy?
I'm going to go with the movie from 1984, and I'm going to say Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Nice.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey?
I can pick any film, yeah?
Yeah, pick any film. It doesn't matter if I've seen it or not.
I'm gonna keep banging this drum until every single one of you have watched this, possibly the entire world, and it's Time Crimes. I know Scott has watched it, but yeah. So if you want me to shut up about Time Crimes, I'll watch it, and then I'll shut up about Time Crimes then.
Never even heard of it before, so I'm
I think he wants you to watch Time Crimes.
Yeah.
So
It's a great
that's
film.
time.
It
To be
deserves
fair.
to be seen by more people. That's why I just think it's a fantastic. It's a Spanish movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's almost like, well, I'd say it's a film full of twists and turns, and it's pretty watertight. I've watched it several times, and for a time travel film to sort of not have massive plot holes is unusual, and yeah, it's just an incredible watch, and like I said, I won't stop banging that drum until you've all seen it.
Well, that sounds
Sorry.
good to me. Well,
Well, if you
Never
don't like
even
it,
heard
if
of
you
it
don't like it,
before.
that's fine.
it sounds
Just
good
when
to
you-
me, and I've
Yeah.
never even
You
heard of
fucking
it.
better like it after all this.
And
Well, I
then,
didn't like
Yeah.
Creepshow, did I? So
No, you motherfucker. And that was everybody telling you to watch it.
yeah.
it's only cheap on, I think on Amazon. It's only on DVD in this country. It's only like $5.99, I think, on
It's
Amazon.
not too bad. I'll have
It's
to have a
worth it.
look.
Yeah.
And
No
Brilliant film.
excuse, boys. No excuse.
I've
Oh,
got
you
it,
haven't
but I've
seen
not
it,
watched
Andy?
it yet.
Huh?
I've got
Was
it,
that
but I've
Andy?
not watched it yet.
Oh, you picked it up now, have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got it, but
cool.
I've not watched it yet. I'm going to get around
Yeah.
to watching it soon, hopefully.
great stuff.
Yeah. I just hope you don't watch it and go, no, what was he on about?
Fucking hell, what gobshite. When it gets to me, I can't get me fucking title out.
Scott haven't let me down. Mind he really enjoyed it. Unless you were just being kind to me, Scott, I don't know.
No, honestly, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so different, so unique, and yeah, it's a really well made film. I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And what about you, Nige?
Not the R-rated. I want you to hunt down the restored, uncut version of the original My Bloody Valentine.
Oh,
Oh, My Bloody Valentine. Very nice. So
I think it was 1981, but you must get the uncut one.
Right. I'll see if I can pursue it. But very good selection of films there. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys want to put in the comment section what films I should watch, you can. But I'll put a poll out tomorrow, put all the different options, and let you decide at home. And I'll say like it finishes up on Saturday. One with the most votes, I'll watch, and I'll report back next week. Really good mix of films this week, so I'm looking forward to checking them out. So before we get into the comments, Mikey, do you want to promote your channel to everybody watching at home?
Sorry?
Do you want to promote your channel to everybody watching at home? Like your channel, YouTube channel?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Mine's not really. Sorry, I don't know. Mine's not really a channel. It's just a channel. It is a channel, but it was just a channel. I could chuck stuff on to say, like, if I wanted to show somebody something, I'd be like, oh, I just chucked it on there if you'd have a look at it. But it's not a channel worth pursuing. But by all means, have a look at it. Like, but
there is a question I'm dying to ask you. How many copies and different like varieties from around the world that you've got of Evil Dead Rise?
Rise, I think I got about 15 now.
Wow.
oh,
Very
wow.
cool. I've seen you post hordes of different pictures up on Facebook. I'm like, wow. Very impressive.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you still, is that your film of the year, Evil Dead Rise?
Oh, undoubtedly, but you know, it's good. I'm going to be biased, aren't I? But I genuinely loved it. If I didn't love it, I would have said.
It's a really good film.
You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you did enjoy it though, you'd have been honest about it.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be a little bit more lenient, I guess, because you know. But yeah, I genuinely loved it, and I came out and I was like, wow, you know, what a great movie. And yeah, so it's going to be my favorite. It's actually.
I must admit, it was a cracking film. Like,
it's actually my third favorite Evil Dead film at the moment.
Really?
Is that after 1 and 2?
1 and 2, Rise, Army of Darkness, and I love Army of Darkness. Absolutely adore the film, but I also love the remake as well. Yeah. So yeah, I regard it very highly.
Stuff.
At the moment, and you know, don't see why that's going to change. I saw it 5 times in the cinema, but
great stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's on Netflix now, isn't it?
Is it?
Didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't.
Sorry. So yeah.
No, it didn't take long to get on Netflix at all, which surprised me. It's only been a couple of months out on Blu-ray.
Yeah. I think that's almost the way it goes now, though, isn't it? With like Disney Plus sticking like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that on it. Not even
well, at least more people get to see it now, I suppose. At least it's on Netflix, and hopefully it'll do quite well. And I think it did well in the box office anyway, so
it's
may
the
get
most successful Evil Dead film to date, isn't it?
I think that was the given, wasn't it? Before it even come out, it was going to do well.
Yeah.
Good marketing. It was the same as the remake. It's to be in all fairness, it's not like the film didn't live up to its the marketing, but the marketing was very good. The trailers were great, and you know, and he did it with the remake as well. In all fairness, he would the marketing was fantastic, and like you say, deservedly so, because the film didn't let me down, or most people. But yeah, marketing is a thing, isn't it? It really is important.
Definitely.
You know, that's why so many films.
Apart from that, Bellender was at the premiere and stood up and shouted. He didn't like it.
No,
yeah. It turned out he was just a YouTuber. But turned out he was a YouTuber. Turned out he was a YouTuber that just went there to do it on purpose, just to make a name for himself.
Really?
Yeah, well, he's made a name for himself, but I think for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Made a name for himself, and it ends with end.
Not many people can say Bruce Campbell's told him to get the fuck out, though, is there?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I haven't been a home run. I've seen a fair few comments of people that didn't like it, but I'd say mostly positive.
Mm.
And even then, I do wonder, and I'm not questioning anybody's opinion just because it's Evil Dead, but I do wonder if there's some people that set out to not like it at the start because Bruce Campbell's not in it. And you do get people like that, and it's a crazy way to think, you know.
But it's a very
You know,
consistent franchise. It is.
yeah.
Really
Well,
good.
it's
The
like
thing is,
the
that's why
remake,
people don't like Jason Goes to Hell, because they don't see Jason. I
right.
really enjoy it.
Mm.
And I
I
don't
got
think
a
the film
friend-
suffered for Bruce Campbell not being in it.
I've got a
No,
friend who's
definitely not.
big Evil Dead fan, you know, even to the point where they got their own Evil Dead webpage, which they've been running for years. And to this day, they have not watched the remake. They refuse to watch the remake.
Because he's not in it.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
I totally don't get that. If they watched it and didn't enjoy it, then that's fine. But to not actually watch it is just my opinion. Their opinion doesn't count because you haven't seen it.
You gotta
Yeah,
give it
I
a
agree.
chance first before you like dismiss the film.
Yeah,
If you've
you don't
watched
like
it, you're
it,
not
fair
a fan
enough,
of it.
but-
Fair enough, but don't.
But I think when people go
slam
in,
it until
when
you
people
try it.
when people go in with that attitude, though, they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna let themselves like it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to, so they don't
Yeah,
deliberately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right. Everybody's links in the description down below. So go and subscribe to everybody's fantastic channel, and we'll get on with the comments. And we've got nearly 100 comments.
I'm not surprised
Wow.
we've been on nearly fucking 3/4 of an hour.
I'm doing it on a laptop here, and it's come up in the corner saying you've got 98 comments. So that's wow, quite a record.
Good luck getting through this lot.
Well, we'll see how we
Yeah.
do. So first up, we have Mac Chats here saying, "Wow, how are we all on this dark and stormy night? We're getting blown out of here with hurricane something or other. Really?
Oh.
Is that a hurricane where you live? Oh, well, I hope you stay safe, mate.
Yes,
Yeah.
watch what you're doing there,
Definitely.
Mr. Chats.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We have Dalboy here saying, "Greetings, panel. 8 p.m. Can't come round fast
Hi,
enough for me,
Dalboy.
lol. Hope you're doing well, Dalboy.
Oh, Double.
Thanks
Hello,
for the
mate.
insight and knowledge you provide tonight, Excelsior. Hope you're doing well, my friend, and great to see you here."
Excelsior, bye!
We have Minhalju here saying, "Hey, Pete and the gang, how are we all doing tonight? Hope all is well."
Good,
Hey,
thanks.
Hello,
Minhalju,
mate.
hope you're doing well, my
Right,
friend.
mate, near so bad.
Andy, I've seen your recent pickup video, and while you have absolute bangers, cool new additions to your collection. I love it. Such a great video. Keep it up, Andy. Absolutely, I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Minarju. Yeah, no, that means a lot. I'll try my best to keep it up.
Yeah, definitely check out Andy's channel. He's been... oh,
Have you got any room left in your house, Andy? Looking beyond
yeah,
you,
yeah.
I can't see much.
I've still got there's some nooks and crannies I've not filled yet. But
try to fill every space possible.
Yeah.
You'll find. Oh,
yeah,
I love it though. I think it looks great. You know, when people got like their collection up like that.
it is such a fantastic backdrop.
I wish I could do it with mine. Most of mine,
It is.
my Evil Dead stuff, most of mine is just boxed up and all over the place. My Arrow stuff's together, but one day I hope to have something like that, you know, because it's like I'd love to sort of put it all in horror sections and this, that, and the other, and you know, be able to go, oh yeah, I know roughly where that film is, but now I don't even know what box it's in. It's there somewhere, and it's yeah.
Sounds like
So
me.
Mm.
I'm actually jealous of that, Andy. I'm not taking the pee. I actually think that's great.
no, thanks.
I still love like the posters up on the ceiling as well.
Oh yeah, no, thanks, Pete. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I wondered what
That
that
is
was.
such a good touch, that.
yeah.
Yeah.
it is. Definitely.
We have Mental Juice saying he's finally got the Psycho box set, and while I love all set, I think it might be my favourite Arrow physical release. I think a lot of people will agree. You picked up, Scott, I know. You
It's
liked
definitely
it?
one of
I did,
mine.
yeah. I can't wait to watch him, and yeah, it's a brilliant looking set. It really is fantastic.
Fantastic price, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
as well.
Hard to
It
grumble
is,
at that.
yeah,
Great.
really good price.
Did you
Yeah.
get it, Mikey?
Yeah, I've never seen 3 and 4, but I'm gonna some point watch. You know, all four of them. I love part 2 and 1, obviously. But yeah, it's, you know, if it had been expensive, I may not have, because I've already got the second one on. Well, I've actually got 1 and 2. I've got the first one in a steelbook, and the second one on the Arrow release. If it had been expensive, I may not have, because I've not seen 3 and 4. But when I seen it at 55 quid, it was a no-brainer. I thought,
Yeah, I agree. It is a really nice set.
it's a really good
Nige,
price, and yeah.
you did
Yeah,
your
it is.
unboxing as well, and you loved it as well, don't you, Nige?
Oh God, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite Arrow releases now. It's just phenomenal.
Up there with the video store one.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a really good
Definitely.
year for Arrow, hasn't it? I must admit, they've
Yeah,
upped their game a lot.
they're absolutely knocking it out the park at the minute, mind.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that I'm not interested in, like all the Bruce Lee stuff, but fucking hell, who else can put a box set together like that? I can't have been easy to
Yeah,
do.
no,
That is
that
phenomenal.
box set was
wasn't it?
beautiful. I
Yeah,
must
it seemed to
admit.
be month after month they're doing these big box sets, and they're really
Yeah.
going all out on them.
I think
But
it's
I've watched
killing us.
all 4 of them, and they look absolutely gorgeous. They do.
Trouble
Great
is,
stuff.
financially, like, it's killing me at the minute, because it's like my
Yeah.
credit card's taking a hell of a battering, you know. And I don't know whether these companies are doing this. I mean, not so much Arrow, because they've always been a boutique label, but like a lot of companies are bringing out these box sets now. I don't know whether it's because of to compensate for the lack of just general sales, on regular titles, because obviously they're dropping off where supermarkets are not selling them, this, that, and the other, and so I wonder if it's their way of combating it is by releasing these sets, but yeah. I just always seem. Even though I tell myself, "Oh, I'm going to cut down on it," I just can't. I see something else, and it's like, yeah, let's order it. Like, I always think I'll order it, and maybe I'll cancel it before it's released, and I never do.
And Andy, did you pick it up as well?
Yeah, I said I wasn't going to, but I caved and I did. Yeah.
Fucking knew he'd get it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, don't like 3 and 4. Not getting it. Click. Bye.
I will give them another go. It's been about 2-3 years since I've seen 3 and 4, but I'll give them another go. But
You might enjoy them more as well now they've been like mastered on 4K. So
that enhances a movie for me, because
yeah, it does.
I don't like. Well, I hated the last few Halloween films, and then I watched them on 4K and I had an absolute fucking blast.
Yeah.
With them all. So I might get that same sort of outtake out of them.
I'm one of these people that when it's a complete set, although I suppose it's not complete without I would have liked them to put the remake in there. I know it is what it is, just to sort of complete it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's sort of like a complete set, it's much more attractive to me. You know,
I agree.
Than buying in, especially got burned in the past. When like I started buying the Masters of the Universe cartoons, the cartoon ones, and they release DVD every couple of months or whatever. And then if it doesn't sell very well, they just stop. I know you can buy them all now, but because of things like that, it's yeah, when he release a full set of something, even if there's 1 or 2 other films you don't like, it because it's complete, it feels worth it.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Defo.
yeah.
Right. Next up, we have Minhaja again. What's ours got in store for us? Anticipating the next one. What's going to be after the Hellraiser? Well, it looks like it's going to be Chucky, because they've done a
I was
little
going to say
today.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
I'm not a big
I said
fan of
fuck
Chucky,
off
so
with Chucky.
not going to go for it, but I can imagine that they'll do a really good set, because they always do.
Yeah.
We've got Danny here saying hi. I hope you're all good. If you could be in a film, what
Hi,
type
Danny.
of film and what part would you play, and what would the film be about? Ooh, very good question there, Danny. And I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for joining. Scott, if you could be in a film, what would the film be about? What part would you play, and what type of film would it be?
I like to be in a horror film, I think, just because it's my favourite genre. I think it'd be quite cool to play like a serial killer, actually be a villain for once, because I'm, quite a nice person, so I think it'd be different to sort of like go out that sort of thing and see what that's all about, being a villain in the film. That'd be quite cool, I think. Itself, Maybe a slasher. That'd be good. I'd like to be a villain in a slasher film.
Sounds good to me. Really good pick there. Andy?
Yeah, I don't really know. Similar to Scott, I'd like to be a villain in a film because I think when people play villains, they have more fun
Yeah.
in the role. Like
Yeah.
someone who can really fucking, chew the scenery.
Mm,
Something like Terrence Stamp as General Zod or something like that in
Yeah.
Superman 2. I don't know. Something like that.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Mikey, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say because we don't need to act that much. I'd say something like an iconic horror villain, like a Jason Voorhees or someone you could just be in costume. I couldn't give a shit, because I always remember when I met Gunnar Hansen from Texas Chainsaw once, and one of my friends, I was showing him my collection of autographs and all, and he said, "Oh, is that the guy who played Leatherface?" And it's like, "Yeah," and he went, "Well, that could have been anybody in there, innit? Because you don't see his face and all that." I said, "But it wasn't anybody in there. It was Gunnar Hansen." Yeah, but anybody could have played that part. So it doesn't matter. So what I'm trying to basically say is, I'm no actor, but if I could put a cool costume on and become iconic, that would be fantastic. You know what I mean? It's like that would be me. Simple. And so an iconic horror villain of some sort, even if it's not a current one, invent one.
Great stuff. And what about you, Nige?
We got asked this before, something very similar, and I want to give the same answer. That little fucker's just stole off me again. Basically, everything Scott's just said.
Yeah.
He repeats my answers word for word. I am going to strangle a fucker.
Not a similar sort of film, Infinity Pool with Mia Goth or anything like that?
I could be swayed.
Oh, I thought you could.
If it was a horror, though, I would like to be the killer, or I would like to be one of the victims with the decent effects kill.
Yeah. That's a good one. I do think like being a villain in any sort of film was always fun. Whenever you hear actors talk about it in various interviews, they sound like they had more fun, they had more range and can experiment with the role. So I would say, being a villain in any sort of film would be good. Horror ones, you could probably be let off the leash a little bit more as well. So I'm gonna say horror and villain as well.
Or play Darth Vader would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that would be good. Yeah.
The greatest villain of all time, in my opinion.
What, Darth Vader?
Yeah.
It certainly is one of the best, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've got posters all over the house of the cunt.
Minhaju says, Nige, hey man, just wanted to
know,
I think you're very funny and it takes very special to make lots of people laugh like that, and hence you're talented and gifted. Totally agree.
Wow, thank you. Never been told that before.
He also gives us what are some of everyone's favourite movies. I have many, but I'm going to go with Terminator 2, Peter Jackson's King Kong, 2005, good film. Fright Night, I think a lot of us will agree that's really good as well. Scream 1 and 6, Spider-Man 2, and much, much more. But that's a very good list there, mate. What about you, Scott? I'm going to gather Rocky and Dawn of the Dead's going to be there somewhere.
Yes, those are definitely two of my favourites, without a doubt. Also, The Shining's absolutely incredible. I adore that film. Axel Ridge is one of my favourite war films. That's also up there. I really enjoy that. Quadrophenia's fantastic. The Warriors, all the gang films like that. Really enjoy those. Whiplash is absolutely amazing. I absolutely adore that film. That's one of my favourite endings of all time as well in a film. Probably Misery as well. Those are just some of my favourites.
Yeah, really good selection of films there, Scott. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I like all the sort of staple stuff you'd expect to hear from like the 80s and 90s. Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, Fright Night, all that stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. Mikey, what about you?
Well, obviously the Evil Dead films. I just put all them into one. one thing. Other films, the Rocky films, the Rambo films, The Outsiders, one of my favorite films of all time.
Oh, what a film that is!
Yeah,
Yeah.
E.T., one of my favorite films of all time. Jaws is one of my favorite films. Star Wars. Shaolin Soccer.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
Brilliant stuff.
yeah, I'll leave it there. Dark Crystal, another one.
Dark Crystal. Oh, Jim
I
Henson.
absolutely adore the Dark Crystal. The TV show I thought was even better than the movie, and that took some doing.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
The Netflix show.
Did you? Yeah. Did any of you see that? The Netflix show.
No.
No, I've not
Oh
seen
my
it.
God.
No.
It's incredible. I binged it on 10 episodes, but I binged it on the weekend, and I absolutely, like I say, I love the movie. Grew up with it, one of my childhood favorites. And I sat there and I watched the series, and I thought, it's better than the film because it's more fleshed out, and it's incredible. You need to see it. How they never got a season 2 is absolutely criminal. Got cancelled.
I did hear a lot of people liked it, and then just out of nowhere, Netflix said, "Oh, we're cancelling it." Very odd.
Well, some people pointed out. I mean, I know it's all down to the viewing figures, which ultimately, I guess, if they weren't enough, then there's no point doing it. I guess from a financial point of view. But I know at the time on Rotten Tomatoes, I think it got higher ratings than Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Which was consistently high with all the seasons, and then Dark Crystal was even higher. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible.
It's strange.
I hope it comes out on 4K and some box set because
it would be good if they did that. And what about you, Nige?
Jaws, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Piranha, The Elephant Man, Creep Show, Fright Night, An American Werewolf in London. God, there's loads.
Yeah.
The Psycho films, they're up there somewhere as well.
Great selection of stuff there. There's like so many films you could pick.
I know.
Original Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Dirty Harry, Star Wars films, any major franchises, but stuff like Fright Night, Nightmare on Elm Street, Reservoir Dogs as well. Some really good anime films as well. Your Name was fantastic, and Perfect Blue was really good as well. So many different. Old Boy as well. It's hard to just condense them in just a small.
It is tough, yeah.
I forgot to mention The Shawshank Redemption as well. That's one of my favourites of all time.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And I forgot to mention The Great Rock and Roll Swindle and Watership Down. How's that for a combo?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Great Rock and Roll Swindle was quality.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention Stand By Me as well.
Oh, yeah, great film.
Oh, what a film.
Yeah. Just finished watching Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. Matt Chan says. Lloyd Kaufman is certainly insane. I love it.
I didn't know it was called Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken fucking Dead.
This is a real film, then, is it? By
it's on the Wheel of fucking Fortune, as he calls it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be watching
Are you going to sit and watch it with KFC if it comes up?
Yeah.
I think it's a Tromaville film.
Are you on fucking drugs? What are you on about? Watching it with KFC?
Yeah, you can sit and watch it with KFC. Chicken. Finger looking good and all that. Or chicken of some sort of variety. Chicken lips, maybe.
Go to the butcher's and get a pound of your finest fresh chicken lips.
Preferably of the Mr. Porky's variety. So has anybody seen Poultrygeist?
I haven't. I know of it though.
No.
I haven't seen it, but I have a feeling we're about to very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing your watch along of Poultrygeist. Poultrygeist? Gwyneth Poultrygeist?
Hey, if it's as good as Class of Newcomb or The Toxic Avenger, I'll be happy.
Well, sounds good. got Minhaju saying here. What film?
Your most film watched in your childhood.
There's lots for me, but nothing hits like Terminator 2 and Small Soldiers. He goes on to say about Terminator 2, saying it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Yes. What's it? He says, I need your car, your shoes, and your motorcycle. Something like that.
What did he say, Pete?
I need your car, your moped, and your motorcycle.
That's pretty good, actually.
Wow.
It sounds better in real life.
Better. He sounded French then. It sounds better.
Inspector Clouseau says.
I need to practice getting it out better. So what are some of the films that you used to watch loads as a childhood? For me, I'd probably say something like Muppets Christmas Carol, Toy Story, Back to the Future, any sort of Disney stuff like that. What about you, Scott?
Probably Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and some of the Pixar films as well, like Toy Story and Finding Nemo and stuff like that.
Yep, fantastic selection there. Andy?
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire and Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, brilliant. Mikey, what about you?
Well, considering I didn't discover Evil Dead till I was 13, so if I want to go back further than that, then I would have to say the Rocky films, the early Rocky films. I used to watch them all the time.
Yeah.
I used to watch like training montage and like the fights and all, like before I go to school in the mornings and end up going late every day. So, yeah. I'd have to do the Rocky films.
Same here.
Yeah. And the Dark Crystal as maybe a
Dark Crystal
as well. Yeah.
I remember watching the film and quite enjoying it. I might have to check out this TV show.
It's actually it's not something I realized until like much later in life, that it almost mimics the plot of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I've heard comparisons to it, and
basically, you got to get the ring and take it to a certain place, and Dark Crystal is the crystal, and you got to take it to a certain place to rid the world of the evil. And is in Dark Crystal, you got the wraiths, is it the Black Riders or whatever, and you got the I can't think of their name now. I should watch it a million times. But in Dark Crystal, you got them crab-like creatures sort of tracking them down, which is almost like the wraiths. Yes, there's so many similarities in there. I basically Dark Crystal stole the Lord of the Rings story and condensed it, I suppose. It's not the other way around. Obviously, Lord of the Rings is, as a story is years old, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And Nige, what about you?
You got to think, when I was a kid, we didn't have videos, so it was cinema or telly.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get the opportunity to watch stuff over and over until videos come out. So when I was 15, we got our first video. And I recorded it off the telly, but then I was lucky enough to get the extra rental as well. Jaws, I wore it out. In fact, Jaws and Jaws 2, I got them both together on the same day, extra rentals.
Oh, wow. I did kind of thought it would be Jaws. We've got Matt Chats here saying new Arrow announcements on Friday. What would you like to see coming to 4K? Day of the Dead for me. Although
yes.
Second Sight do that because Arrow have never done it justice in 20 years. Yeah. What would you? Yeah. So what would you like to see come to 4K, Scott?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I would like to see Day of the Dead, but like Max said, it'd probably be better Second Sight. I can't think of anything that would come out.
I'm just
thinking,
on Picture. Give us a release date now, please. Even though we know it's coming. That is, whenever I see Second Sight in 4K, I'm always thinking Hitcher.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I definitely want a Dawn of the Dead-esque Day of the Dead release from Second Sight.
Yeah.
Hands down. And The Hitcher as well. I mean, fucking hell, it's we're just waiting for that. It's day one by. We all know that.
Yeah.
But for Arrow, not that I can think of any titles specifically, but just give us some 80s gems that have just never had a release.
Yeah.
Go back to basics with what Arrow used to do. Just give us some old, amazing horror films that have gone under the radar for ages. Dust them off and put new life into them.
Another Video Store Volume 2.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That's bound to happen, and it was so successful.
Yeah.
The first one is bound to be a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Mikey?
If we to sort of narrow it down a bit, if we keep into sort of Arrow titles that are already out that that hasn't had the 4K upgrade, I'd like to see The Burning get a 4K upgrade.
That'd be cool.
Scream Factory have done it.
Have they?
Yeah.
I can't think of much else because 4K obviously is a great format, but some of these titles have had really good transfers already. So I'm more interested in like not the 4K itself, although you want that, but the like new packaging. I'd like Arrow to do RoboCop 2 and 3 in the thicker boxes.
Yeah, that would be quite.
I know 3
That'd be
considered to be shit and whatever, but it'd be nice for them to finish off sets like that. Like they've done like now you got Tremors 2 haven't you coming out in like the same sort of box as the first one. Now I never bought the first one in them thicker boxes. I love those thicker boxes. I'm a sucker for buying those. And I love Tremors, but I had the steelbook with the 5 films in. So I didn't go for that one in the box. I wish I had now, knowing that they're bringing the second one out, because although I don't know if they'll do all of them, because there's a big bloody 6 or 7 of them in there.
Something like that.
But I definitely think RoboCop 2 would sell.
Yeah.
Matching, like a matching size box, and why not do the third one as well if you're going to do the second one?
Even if they did it like a trilogy box set, I think that would do very well. Even if it's with another version of RoboCop.
Well, absolutely, yeah. So, maybe get some sequels out of stuff they've already got.
Sounds good to me.
I love box sets. I'm a sucker for them.
Oh, yeah. As soon as they announce a film's getting there, like a box set release, I'm like really excited. So what about you? I've never
seen that Blood and Back release. I've never seen it. Still haven't watched it. I bought it the other day because I seen the box and thought I need it.
Oh, looking forward to watching that. Well, it's got like a slip cover on it as well on the hard.
Yeah, which I think should be the way going forward, really, because it's better than having a J. It's basically a J card, but it covers all the way around, isn't it? Rather than having a loose J card that's flapping all over the place, or sticking on the box and leaving glue marks. I hope they take this forward now and just have like a slip on it, and you're gonna have all the information on there.
What they do with the releases.
Yeah, and it gives it a new, extra layer of protection as well. So yeah.
Great
and
stuff.
I noticed a few of these releases lately as well, like the Psycho one, the transparent protection covers. Every steelbook should have those, in my opinion.
Yeah,
definitely. I had the Halloween H2O 4K come through the other day, and that's got like a transparent slip cover.
Yeah, the Reservoir Dogs one did as well. That was a really nice steelbook.
Steelbooks from day one should have came out with protective. Yeah.
So what about you, Nige? What would you like to see from Arrow or Second Sight?
Arrow, I'd like them to do Inferno, Argentos, and a nice box set. Opera.
Suspiria.
What was the other one I thought of? Jack's Back, the Jack the Ripper film with James Spader, because I watched that for the first time. I think it was last week. What a film that was. I loved it. Second Sight. I'd love them to get their hands on Fright Night 2.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And also Day of the Dead. And there was another one I thought of. I'd love them to get their hands on. Can't remember what it was. There's that many. Second Sight. Shit, can't remember.
But
I'd
they
even
always.
like Arrow to grab the rights to the Thing prequel and release like a box to match the other one. I really like the Thing prequel. I know a lot of people don't.
It's not too bad.
It's a shame.
I've never seen it.
I think it's really good. I mean, yes, it's CGI, and some of the CGI isn't the best. And I mean, I don't know if you ever heard the story where apparently they shot the film in practical effects, and then the studio demanded they cover them over with CGI effects. And if you look some of the behind the scenes stuff of the practical effects, they look really impressive.
It's very strange they told them to do that.
Yeah, I'd like to know the full story behind that, because I don't know, but it's still a film I really like. I think it's a really good prequel. I hate it when people call it a remake. It's not a remake at all.
No.
No.
The thing is, though, if they release that in one of those box sets, they could put both cuts in, the CGI one and the practical effects one.
Yeah, I don't think the practical effects one exists as a cut, but it'd be nice if they, I
If
reckon
they've got the footage, you could put one together just to show you what it would have been like.
Yeah, even if it's like a work print or something, I reckon I would sell it.
Anything like that, yeah.
Certainly would be good.
I reckon nearly every Thing fan would probably buy that if it had even if it was a work print or a rough cut of the original cut. Same as the Event Horizon, innit? With the full cut of that never surfaced.
It would have been a much more gorier film. A lot of the film is lost now. Shame.
Witness as well, Harrison Ford. That's coming out on Arrow, but US only.
Yeah, that was a shame. That would have been cool. That would have been really
I would like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant to say as well. There's two films. I'll go on. You say yours first.
No,
I'll remember.
You do yours first. Do yours first. Go on.
I don't know if you all seen, but you know the film Violent Night?
Yeah, the one with him
I've heard
from
of it,
Stranger Things.
Right. If you like it, I've not seen it, but be fucking quick. It's getting a 4K release in like Arrow style box. It's a steel book in a slip box with art cards and other stuff. And it's limited to 1,500, and it's Universal who's releasing it.
It looks like similar to release what they've done with Megan as well, isn't it? That got announced.
Yeah, but I think it's more like a thicker box though. But I've pre-ordered it on Amazon. I think Xavi have got it, and so have. Sorry, I haven't. I've pre-ordered on HMV, but Xavi and Amazon have it. And there was another one coming out. Shit, fuck, bollocks, wank. I can't remember what the other one was. I was going to tell you.
Okay.
It'll come, but if it comes back, I'll tell you.
No doubt it'll be another film that didn't get released on 4K and got everybody to buy the Blu-ray to get the 4K, because that seems to be a thing now.
Yeah.
For me, with Arrow, I was just thinking of, like, we had Waterworld and Robin Hood. Let's have a 4K box set release of Dances with Wolves. I'd love to see that.
Oh,
right.
I
don't think Arrow would release it, but I'd love a 4K release of Dances with Wolves, full stop, with like both the cuts.
Arrow surprises you sometimes. Like Robin Hood doesn't strike me as an Arrow release or Waterworld, or it do come up with some. I mean, more so now. Years ago, I said no chance, but lately they've been picking up Universal titles and stuff, and I think anything's possible. Yeah.
And Second Sight is they like to do like more modern films.
Yeah,
I did say it before about them doing Arrow doing it, but what about if Second Sight did it instead for Last Night in Soho?
Yeah, I love that movie.
A big 150-page booklet with it. Maybe drop a soundtrack in it as well, and art cards, and give it a really cool sort of a luminescent artwork. Because the release that they did for It Follows, which is quite a recent film, is fantastic. The transfer is incredible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the film's shit.
I like the film, but I don't know if I like 40 quid like it, though. I
don't 40 fucking pence like it.
I'm not a fan of it either, to be fair, Nige.
Yeah, I liked it. I did. Didn't like the ending so much, but I like most of the film.
Yeah.
Very John Carpenter-esque, I thought. Especially the music.
We have Bad Lieutenant saying, "Hey up, me ducks." Hey up, Bad Lieutenant. Hope you're
well.
Up,
Bad belly.
Hope you're all doing okay. We've got Danny saying Day of the Dead, hopefully, for a release. Yeah, hopefully so. We have Bad Lieutenant said this
Definitely.
event will start in 2 minutes, and yep, the Pope's Jewish. Yeah, we're about an hour and a half behind, and probably over 100 comments behind as well. So we're getting there, Bad Lieutenant. Got Gary saying good evening. Good evening,
Evening,
Gary.
guys.
Hello, Gary.
We've got Minhaju talking about The Mummy Returns being one of his favourite alongside The Matrix of his childhood. That's very
Ooh,
nice.
God, my idea of hell.
Do any of you guys like Terminator Dark Fate? Because I love it. I know it has its problems, but it's still a solid direct sequel to T2. But nothing can come close to near T2. I watched it a couple of years ago, and that opening is quite something different. It's quite a ballsy opening, but it didn't really work for me. Didn't really like where it went afterwards, and it just tried to capture the success of Terminator 2 like all the other ones do, and it just can't do it. Scott, have you seen Dark Fate?
I haven't. No, I've only seen the first three and some of Salvation, and I based that. To be honest, couldn't be bothered watching the others.
Yeah, I think after 1, 2, maybe 3 in Starvation, there's nothing really much.
Starvation.
Starvation.
That's a whole different Terminator. That is Starvation.
Oh, fucking hell.
Love it. I haven't seen that one. I got 4 quality shit.
Can you imagine going in the video shop for like, have you got Terminator Starvation? Get out, you daft cunt.
What about you, Andy?
I need a minute.
What a bellhead.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Make sure you have plenty of chicken's lips when you watch that one.
Oh, dear.
God. I mean, Dark Fate, right? It took a gamble with that opening, but for me, it didn't pay off.
Yeah,
but it was trying to do something a bit ballsy, bit uncertain, but it didn't pay off. And the rest of the movie, I can't really tell you what happened because it's just shot in complete darkness, and I just can't make out anything that's going on in it. But the first two are just lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
the two of the best films ever made. First two.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the others are like white lightning in a bottle.
Terminator Starvation. Fucking
Oh, dear.
So
What about you, Mikey? Have you seen Dark Fate?
yeah, I've seen them all. I think it's a franchise that, like, I agree with what you guys are saying. 1 and 2 masterpiece. I feel 3 is a bit underrated. I really enjoy it. You know, I think it's a good mix of the first 2. And the rest are not as good. But I don't think there's a particularly bad one in the series. I enjoy them all. I think it's a pretty solid series without being a home run. You know, kind of how I would look at the Nightmare on Elm Street films. I don't think there's one Nightmare on Elm Street film I don't like. Some are masterpieces, some are good. But yeah, I think it's a pretty decent movie. But yeah, it's 1 and 2 masterpieces without a doubt. So I like it. I even like Salvation, where some people didn't. Oh,
I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. What about you, Nige? Have you seen Dark Fate?
No, I've only seen the first 2, and I've never fancied any more after them. They'll do for me. I really do like the first 2, but the others I'm just not. I have zero interest in.
You're not missing much, really. So yeah, you're sticking with the best 2 there.
Yeah,
we have
100%.
Yeah, we got Bad Lieutenant saying exciting news. Todd Browning's Freaks is getting a UK Blu-ray release at the end of next month. Can't wait. Is that coming out on Criterion? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah, isn't it coming with 2 other films though?
I think so. Yeah, it's going to be like.
I did read that. Is it going to be uncut though?
Don't know.
I've never ever seen it. But if I watch it, I want to see the fully uncut
Yeah.
one because they did cut quite a lot out for some reason.
Right. I've got the Warner Brothers DVD of it, but
Yeah, no. Have to have a if you know if that's going to be fully uncut and if it's in a
Yeah.
box set because I know it's coming from Criterion in a big box set for like 50 or 60 quid. So I don't know if it's going to
yeah, because when I seen the price, I thought, what the hell? And then I realised then it was 3 films, not just Freaks. I think they might all be Todd Browning films, I think, or something. But
they probably are. I think, yeah.
But yeah.
How was your Ferox?
My hand's a bit sore at the minute.
Minhaji says, can we guys all agree that The Matrix should have been a standalone film and no sequels? It should have been one film.
It shouldn't
The only
exist
one
because
that's a
it's shit.
It's the only one that's a masterpiece, although I think the sequels have got their moments.
I mean, the first one's definitely the best one. I don't mind the second one. It's all right.
I love the car chase in the second one. I thought that was really epic.
That's probably the best part of that film.
Certain bits. But I watched the 3 of them. I still haven't watched the last one, actually. I watched the 3 of them back, maybe last year or whenever, in preparation for the 4th one. And I bought the 4th one, but still haven't watched it. And watching them close together, like one a night, it really stood out how much better the first one was than the second and third. But like I said, they still have their moments.
Yeah, the third one. And the
if there hadn't have been any sequels, it would have been fine. Because I kind of agree. You know.
Yeah. Scott, what about you?
Yeah, I think first one's the only one that I actually really like. I didn't get on well with the sequels when I first wanted to rewatch them at some point. But yeah, first one's where it's at for me.
Yeah, and Andy?
I'm not the biggest fan of the first film. I think it's a good movie, but I understand what it did for cinema and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think the sequels are as bad as what people make them out to be. They, like Mikey said, they have their moments. That motorway chase sequence is just amazing.
He built a motorway for that, didn't he? He built a mile-long stretch.
They actually built, it was. It's really good, and I actually really like the third act of the third movie. But I mean, the fourth movie is about as confusing as trying to do a dot to dot blindfolded.
I've not watched it.
It's really confusing, that film.
It's a mess. They didn't know what to do, and then they purposely said that we made a bad film, so we didn't get another sequel for it.
Yeah,
well.
I was really, really confused with it as well because when the fourth one came out, although I haven't seen it, I remember reading the directors was the Wachowski sisters or something, and I'm like, I'm sure it was brothers.
Yeah,
they're both trans, aren't they? Or they've I confused the hell out of me because I'm like, I really convinced myself they were brothers. I'm just like, what's going on? Have their sisters made this film or what? So when I done my Google search and it was like, oh right, okay, that's interesting. Nothing wrong with that, but I mean, it just surprised me because I remember them being the brothers, and then it was the sisters, and I'm like, what? And yeah, it all sort of made sense then, and it was like, right, okay. So yeah,
and
not seen it though.
Ask Nige about the question, but I hope he's having a nice little kip. Same with Terminator. Should have really been left alone with the first two, and that's it. Yeah. We got Bad Lieutenant and Danny having a little natter between each other, which is great to see. We've got Red Romantic saying evening all. Evening to you, Red Room.
Hello.
We got Frags Gaming saying good evening, fellas. Good evening to you, mate.
Hello, mate.
Hey up, Frank.
Hey, Frags.
Bad Lieutenant's got all the 5 Rise of the Foot Soldier films. Really good. Nice.
They're amazing.
I've only ever seen the first one. There's a new one that's just come out again.
Is that?
Yeah, just come out in the cinema. I think it's called Vengeance or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Craig Fairbrass.
I think
is
yeah.
great for him in his character. Yeah.
I do like those films.
Scott's back. Red Room says, what's the best film everyone watched in September?
Let's have a quick look at my letterbox.
Okay.
I was going to say, good thing I've got my letterbox here. I can actually say, I can say for certain it wasn't Creepshow.
I would have said it was Creepshow, but I haven't watched it this month.
I don't know. Let's have a look. September time. Right.
First time watch for me in September was that Summer School.
Ooh,
An absolute ball with that film.
Mm-hmm.
very nice. I'm gonna say, I hope I get some credit back here for it, but the Return of the Living Dead for me, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, first time watch, Pete?
Yeah, really enjoyed
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
good.
A lot of fun.
Even
Yeah.
even Lana Quigley in that film kind of looks like Jim Carrey from Batman Forever.
yeah, she does, yeah.
Mikey, what about you?
Gran Turismo. Easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nige?
Psycho box set for old stuff, but for first time watch, it's got to be that.
Oh,
very nice.
Still not seen that. Bought the set, but
Followed very closely by that, because that is amazing as well. But yeah, that blew me away.
Yeah. Wow. Coincidentally, Halle Berry was in the worst film I watched in September, Catwoman. Oh.
I think her sister's a better actress, Rasp.
She did win one for a raspberry.
I think she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Scott, for the month of September?
for old stuff, I'm gonna have to go with Predator. Amazing film, really enjoyed watching that again. But for newer stuff, I'm gonna choose two films. Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, thought that was absolutely incredible sequel, really enjoyed that. And I'm also gonna choose a film that Nige recommended to me, and that is Crossroads. That film was so much fun.
Nice.
I really loved that film.
Was that the one with Karate Kid guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Vai's in it as well, isn't he?
Steve Vai, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
Alright,
from back in
today.
the day. Yeah.
What a film.
Right.
Yeah, he's got it.
Nice.
I think Steve Vai played all the guitars on it, didn't he? But, you know, like they dubbed it
Didn't
over.
Raikuda do some as well?
Oh, maybe.
I think so. It's directed by Walter Hill as well, which I was not
Really?
expecting at
Yeah,
all.
I didn't realise that, actually.
That guy never, he
Walter
never
Hill
ages, does
directed
he, Ralph Mash? He always still.
He looks
big
fucking
16
good,
then.
doesn't he?
I
He
know.
still looks good for his age. I've seen him in
Yeah.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
I remember I read something recently that I think he's something like he's 8 years older now than Pat Morita or whatever his name is was in Karate Kid 1. Pat Morita
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he is, yeah.
Wow.
52 and he looked about 80 in Karate Kid 1. Bloody
Yeah, he
Mr.
did.
Miyagi.
I thought he was like,
Yeah.
80 in that. Wow.
Like, he's got
Fucking
mad,
Cobra
man.
Kai and his brother special. And his very, very racist cousin KK.
Oh,
Oops.
Oh god.
okay. We got the bad lieutenant here saying, Nige, how's you doing, you hairy, sexy god?
I'm not so bad, mate. I'm getting a bit better now. I still feel like ass, but I don't feel like fucking ass like I did do. So it's a bit of an improvement.
Glad you hear you on the road to recovery. And we have Gary
That was
here
quick.
saying- that was quick. What
Well,
was
I've never had any
quick?
complaints before.
We have Dalboy here for the panel. What is the most expensive purchase in your film collection hobby, and would you pay that much again if needed? Mikey, this can be your arcade cabinet.
Can't
So
include the cabs. All right.
that's a really good question there.
Yeah, it is.
What's the most expensive purchase? Probably box set for like 40 quid. Yeah, I'd pay 40 quid again because I'm a cheapskate, or I'd get a voucher or something like that. But yeah. What would be the most I'd pay for a box set? depending on the films, probably upwards of 100 quid. But if I would go by game, what was the most expensive game I bought? Probably 200 quid for a plastic guitar for Guitar Hero. Would I do it again?
Oh.
Yes, I'd do it again. So, what about you, Andy?
Mine's the Rambo 4K Steelbook set.
That's beautiful. I wish I'd have got that.
Yeah, I paid silly money for that when it was out of print.
Right.
I paid about 350 quid for it.
Oh.
Lovely though.
Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous, but oh man, I wish I'd have bought it when it was in print.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was a Best Buy exclusive.
Yeah, I think it was.
But my god, it's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
At least you've got it, though. That's the main thing.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you spend that much on it again if you had to?
If it was out of print, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only way to get it.
What about you, Mikey?
Well, I'm not going to say arcade cabinet because it was something more expensive. When I guess this would came when I bought the. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted because I'm watching Liverpool as well. But sorry.
Me.
Sorry, we win you 3-1, so it's all right.
Oh, good.
We're winning as well, actually.
He's a Chelsea fan. Don't pretend you're liking it. Anyway, yeah, I paid for the Evil Dead master tape with.
Oh,
I guess we'll never know. Oh,
Everyone's gone.
StreamYard is absolute dog shit recently, isn't it?
It is.
It's
for the Evil Dead master tape, that's all we got.
Right. Okay. For the Evil Dead master tapes and the 8, I think they're called DAT tapes. That come, with the behind the scenes unreleased footage and the audio tapes. I think I paid just over £1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. But I needed.
Wow.
And I normally haven't got that sort of money in the bank. It was only because my mum passed away and me and my sister had money left. I just happened to have a few grand in the bank at the time, and I just thought, well, get something I'm going to treasure, like.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, that's probably the most expensive chunk like that.
Good stuff.
I bought. But I don't regret it at all. I think they're so one-off items that Yeah.
What about you, Nige?
I would have to say the blood-filled Friday the 13th soundtrack.
Very nice.
Oh.
I remember you showed it off. Very impressive.
That was expensive, but now it's just batshit fucking mental where it goes for. For a long time, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I've paid that much for a record. I can't believe I've done it. Well, my dad got me, bless him. And then when I see what it goes for now, I was like, oh, fucking bargain.
Yeah.
Would I pay that again for it if I didn't have it? Absolutely. Considering what it goes for now, yes, I would.
But would you pay how much it goes for now? So
no.
No.
I got it for £600.
Whoa.
It now goes for sale between £3,000 and £4,000.
Really?
Wow, that is quite a jump. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, what about you, Scott?
Probably with Dawn of the Dead big 4K set that came out a couple of years ago, to be fair. I don't think I bought anything more expensive.
No. Awesome. So, next up, we have Sai here saying evening gang. Evening, Sai.
Hello, Sai.
Hi.
We have Gary saying speed 2, and it looks like he's throwing up.
Please tell him, Gaz, he's a fucking idiot. He loves Speed 2 and he thinks Creepshow is shit.
It's an underrated classic. I mean, you've got Willem Dafoe in it and UB40. What more do you want?
UB40 throwing fucking overboard.
Well, you never seen Get Off the Boat, so they could still be on it.
No.
Just watched Tropic Thunder for the first time today. Trouser moistingly funny.
Good movie.
Trouser moisteningly funny. Is that a word? I don't mean funny. I mean moisteningly. Moist. I can't even fucking say it. Moisteningly. Trouser
I don't
moisteningly
think it
funny.
is.
That's a new word on me, but glad to hear you enjoyed it, Bad Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Thank you, you cream in my donut.
What?
Okay, not going to look at a donut the same way again now. We've got Born in the 70s Gaming saying, good evening, gents. Wonder if Nige has watched Roller Coaster, Andy watched Summer School, and does Mikey like Mavic Minor?
Does he mean Manic Miner?
Manic Miner.
Yeah. Oh,
No, I haven't yet, but it's high on my watch list.
Andy?
Yeah, I watched Summer School. I absolutely loved it. It was just this late 80s comedy, everything I expected it to be. Sort of about this teacher who's like teaching gym, but he's ready to go on holiday. But in his contract, it says you've got to like teach summer school over the summer to like all the kids who aren't going to graduate. And there's two kids who in the class, I think they're called Dave and Chainsaw. They're obsessed with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And there's a scene in the movie where they pull a prank on this teacher who walks in and they kill everyone in the class, and everyone's like done up like with amazing horror makeup. Like they've all just been massacred. It's so good. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was just right up my street, that film.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounds good. And what about you, Mikey? Have you played Manic Miner?
Yeah, I assume he was talking, especially when he's born in the 70s gaming. Yeah, Manic Miner was revolutionary. I thought it was one of the probably go down in history as one of the greatest games of all time. I could never do all the levels, so I only got the 13. But yeah, masterpiece. I actually preferred it than the sequel, Jet Set Willy. Jet Set Willy was good, but I liked the more linear.
Yeah.
I preferred the more linear Manic Miner, where it was one level after another, rather than Jet Set Willy, where you could sort of wander all over the place. And yeah Manic Miner, masterpiece.
Now you've said Manic Miner, all I've got in my head is
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Wow, it's great to hear you talking about different games other than Spyro, Nige.
Yeah, it was a Spectrum game, wasn't it? I used to also love Attic Attack.
Yes,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Now, every time I could get all the pieces of the gold key, but I could never get out. I must be either arranging them wrong or whatever, but I could not get out the fucking house.
What a game! Yeah. Ultimate.
Awesome.
One of the company was Ultimate. That went on to be Rare.
Really?
Yeah, the company is Rare that's made like GoldenEye and things like that. That was them. They were called Ultimate Play the game.
Wow.
Yeah,
Until
they brought
they
out
were
Saber
bought up
World,
by Microsoft.
World, Night Law, Alien 8, and and now they're called
I
Rare.
didn't know that. Brilliant. Have you been playing any new games lately, Mikey? Or...
Yeah, I mean, I just recently finished a relatively new game, flat screen game called Under the Waves, which I thought was excellent. It's like an indie game, very nice graphics. Set you're like a deep sea diver that's sort of on a base under the water, and you got a little sub, and you got to go out and do tasks and things start happening. Great game, but yeah, I almost daily play Gran Turismo in VR. With my steering wheel.
Really good in VR.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Crossfire in VR, which is a bit like a Call of Duty sort of game. Yeah, I'd say they're the two I've been playing the most. No Man's Sky. I put a fake.
Yeah, I've heard that's had a big turnaround
in VR as well. VR 2 I can't recommend enough. It is absolutely incredible. No Man's Sky in VR is just out of this world.
Wow.
I mean,
fantastic to hear that. We're soon going to get Resident Evil 4 in VR too.
Yes, I got the game ready, just waiting for the patch to come now, which is apparently coming this year.
Nice stuff.
Yeah.
And what about you, Scott? What have you been playing recently? Because I do know you like playing games occasionally.
I haven't played that much recently, to be fair. I've been more into the music side of things, to be fair, collecting vinyls again a lot, which I'm really enjoying doing at the moment, but listening to a lot of
Vinyl
Tom Petty.
or records. You don't collect vinyl.
Oh, I thought I said vinyl. I didn't realise I had said the S on
You said vinyls.
Oh, okay.
Vinyls.
Vinyl then. And yeah, really been enjoying collecting those. Love listening to music, and yeah, got some really good ones recently.
Like Future Past.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Scott.
That's a brilliant album.
And the game I've been playing recently, I think Scott will approve, is Mortal Kombat, the new one. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, look nice.
Mortal Kombat.
You got to be honest though, when you get into VR gaming, I mean, I guess it's not everyone's the same, but when you get into VR gaming in a big way, it's hard to go back to flat screen.
Finals. Fuck off, angry grandma.
It really is. So I warn you. I warn you, if you get VR, then kiss goodbye to them like flat screen games.
I
Because
tried
they seem so
a VR headset for the first time properly. I tried
Got it,
VR golf, and I was like
Yeah.
John Travolta, just like lost. I'm like, where am I? I was touching the grass and everything.
Yeah.
I felt like I was.
Yeah.
lost.
Have you had an argument?
What?
Who?
Pete.
No.
Why?
Well, why'd you call him John Travolta and not Johnny T?
Oh.
Well, he fucking fell out with him there, called him by his Sunday name.
Oh, cool. Wow. I've got to keep it up in case people don't know who Johnny T is. But yeah. All right.
Keep it up all you want.
Well. Yeah. Well, all right. I'm Johnny T in Pulp Fiction. But here we go.
Pulp Fiction? A false story about a fucking dog?
Okay. Pulp Friction. Pulp Friction.
I don't even want to know about that.
It's a good double feature, that, isn't it? With Terminator Starvation.
Starvation. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
With the soundtrack by Rolf Glitter.
And the Tesco Chainsaw Massacre. I can't wait for that one.
Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. Yeah. A lot of talk about that. I did a podcast and a watch along with Scott and Nige. Both brilliant. Yeah. Great to hear. Yeah, Tom Cruise is in Tropic Thunder as well.
He is, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Such a short cameo, but very good. We've got Mike here from Did You See That? Saying Pete, Scott, Andy,
Yeah.
Mikey, legends. Thanks for joining, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
He's also saying Happy Wednesday, lads. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're doing well.
He missed me off, so fuck off. I'm not saying
Yeah,
hello
no,
to you, cunt.
What's going on there? Miss Nige off. I'm looking and thinking there's one missing there.
I was going to say there's four. There's five of us. Yeah.
It must be because I'm that quiet. I never talk.
Yeah, that's what it is. Obviously.
Matt Chat says, did any of you know that Bruce and his mother's in Fright Night was in Jaws, blink and you miss her type of thing, and the Rip Jean guy who was offered RV in Jason 6 is Travolta's nephew?
Oh, I didn't know any of them.
I didn't know Johnny T's nephew was in Jason 6.
I only knew about Bruce's mother recently, and I couldn't believe it. The amount of times I've watched Fright Night and Jaws, and it's never twigged.
Yeah.
You ever noticed in Jaws, Nige, you probably have, that it's not the actual house, but there's a house in the background. I think it's when you first get introduced to Hooper, that's identical in design to the Amityville horror house.
It's when they're on the
on the pier, isn't it, or the fishing?
I think it's when they're on the thing, and he's saying, "You're going to close the beach in your own authority." I think it's that bit.
But it's got the same windows, doesn't it?
Yeah, because a lot of people thought it wasn't. That somebody's like, I think the Daily Jaws said, "No, it's not. It just looks like it."
Yeah, it's quite mad. It's a very distinctive.
It's not even like just a slight resemblance, is it?
No, it's probably exactly the same. Yeah. There's probably multiple of that design, built like on. I know it's not the same, but on the estate, I'm and most of the houses on this estate are the same. You know, and there's probably a few of them around, but yeah, I remember seeing it and thinking, Jesus, is that the same one? But no, but it's the same design.
He's going to go closing the beach, and then you're going like, look at that fucking house in the background. Is that what I'm thinking? It's
you don't want to be worried about the fucking shark over there. You want to be worried about that house over there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fuck Stranger, don't we?
Fuck the shark. Look at that.
Yeah.
We have great film. I have the same indicator release, Nige.
Oh, that must be.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Berserk.
Nice.
Really enjoyed it.
David Bowie, Zoolander. Yeah, bye. We've
Yeah,
got,
who?
well, it's Austin Powers.
Yeah, what? Did you say that? Bye.
Yeah, bye. What? Do you want me to say revive?
Fuck.
You sound like someone's
Thought
letting
his batteries were running out then.
Apparently Kevin Spacey is well cast. Born in the 70s said, Pete, your hair is on form tonight. Why, thank you very much. I finally learned how to brush it. Bad Lieutenant
He's used that shampoo by that Irish fella, Tim O'Tay. Well, I thought it was funny.
Oh, I use the same hair shampoo that Johnny T recommended to me when we met him down the bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the shit. Bit him at the bar.
He was in Pulp Fiction, wasn't he?
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
In Pup Friction.
Pulp Friction. I won't ask you what you're doing with the poor fucking dog.
Bad Lieutenant says, question for the panel, best cameo in the film. I'd go with Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder or Chuck Norris in Expendables 2.
Good choices, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chuck Norris was pretty good in Expendables 2, so that's a good pick there. I must admit, Tom Cruise was nice to see in Austin Powers as well. There's quite a few good cameos in Austin Powers. Christian Slater is one of them. I'd say that was a good little cameo. What about you, Andy?
The best one for me is Glenn Close in Hook, because that fooled me for about 20 years.
Yeah.
I had no idea up until recently who she was in that film, and it just blew my mind when I found out.
Brilliant. I remember you told us a story about that. I didn't even know that until you brought it up, and it's fascinating.
Yeah.
What about you, Nige?
Mine is literally about a second, blinking, you miss it. But I think it's my favourite one because of how shocked I was. I was like, holy fuck! Sharon Stone in Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's got many great cameos in that.
With all their Basic Instinct kit up and she's so stern faced, so she's like in character for it. Like I was like, holy shit, that was so clever. Loved it.
Yeah. What isn't a cameo? The Stallone bit with the Terminator thing. That's quite good as well.
Yeah.
Mikey, what about you?
Absolute one that blew me away. It was like a squee moment. Is Bruce Campbell at the end of Darkman.
Ooh.
The very last shot. Yeah.
Good pick there. And what about
in the cinema. Get him out. Yeah.
And
brilliant.
Scott, what about you?
I think I'm actually going to go with Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder as well, because he's great in that. He's probably the best part of that film for me.
Yeah. Again, a lot of people are saying Chuck Norris. We have Born in the 70s game and says, Scott, to be honest, are you a hitman on the side?
No, I'm not, no.
Any hitman would say no, though, wouldn't they? So
yeah, that's true.
That's
True, yeah.
No, he's not. Or is he?
We'll never know. We got Gary saying I was in FOP London yesterday, but there was no time on the Psycho set, so
Yeah,
they
don't
might not
swan.
have seen it. I don't know, because like The Exorcist, HMV never had that last week, but they did have it in later on, so maybe there's like a delivery issue. I don't know, but it's odd. I would have thought they'd had some in, but then again, because it's quite an expensive set, probably not. I didn't even see the Wicker Man in there either, so maybe they didn't get a delivery.
The Psycho's all right expensive. They've had more expensive in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got Dalboy saying, in your opinion, best performance of an actor or actress in the that is uncredited in the film. Name does not appear in the end credits. I don't know. I can think of
I mean,
think of a TV show, but I can't think of a film off the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure quite a few, but I really can't think of what they are.
No.
Really great question, that though. To be fair, that's a really good one.
I'll go first then, because no one else can seem to think of one. And it's not a proper answer because I can't think of a proper one either. But Jean-Claude Van Damme as a background dancer in Breakdance the movie.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Trying to fucking hog the camera, clearly.
I've got to see that film again to see him in that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not a genuine answer, but it's true. But I don't know. I'm aware of like actors and actresses being in films with no credit, but I can't think of any.
No.
Yeah.
It's the best performance as well, though. I mean, best performance means they were fucking excellent, but if they're uncredited, it's not normally excellent.
No.
That's the trouble I'm having trying to think.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy? Can you think of one?
Not off the top of my head.
I mean, Linda Blair in Scream, that was uncredited, but she was just a newsreader. It was like, well, done.
Yeah. It's a good question, but it's a tough one.
It really is.
You have to
Wish I
ask
could
us,
answer it, but
you'd have to ask us that one again next week, Delboy, so we can research this one up. It's
But it certainly isn't fucking Jack Black, and I still know what he did last summer because I can't fucking stand him.
The only thing I say will be like one of those questions that, like, as soon as the stream ends or about 3 o'clock in the morning, that actor.
Yeah.
Well, it'll come to us like way after the stream, but definitely ask us again next week, Delboy. But thank you for the question. Really good one.
Yeah.
Mike says, if all of you lads were in the same slasher movie, who would be revealed as the killer in the end, and who'd be the one to kill off first? I think Scott would be revealed as the killer.
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that is without a shadow of doubt. First one killed off? Oh, I don't know.
Well, that's up to Scott to decide, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to choose, Scott.
Yeah, he's fucking looking at me and all, I bet. Bastard.
Oh, no.
Would you hate the most, Scott?
No.
Come on, this is a test. Come on. Who's least important to you?
He's giving us that Hitman stare he is.
Not trying to make you feel guilty or anything, no pressure. But which one of us do you fucking hate the most that you would kill first?
I guess
Hypothetically, of course.
I guess being the.
This is for film purposes only.
If you want to say me because I'm the sheep shagger, that's okay. I won't be offended.
Let's go in. I'm going to go for an interesting answer here, and I'm going to say Pete. Just for different people there. I don't know.
So then there'd be no more Wednesday streams then.
Yeah, there won't be.
Oh, yeah.
And what's your reason for getting rid of Pete? Because he's a cunt. I can think of somebody who's not on the stream very easily.
Ah.
I think Scott's thinking of the same person. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm saying fuck all. I'm saying.
The Carnage was good, but Chuck Norris' Fat was Chef's Kiss. Nice. Mac Chat says Second Sight's having a sale. Good to hear. Just ordered a few titles. Once were Warriors, amazing film, The Witch, and Mario Brothers. Don't judge me. I have a soft spot between my ears for that one. Hey, I picked it up too. It's a great film. In a way.
Steelbook.
But yeah. Anybody interested in picking up any stuff from the Second Sight sale?
I had to look on that. There was nothing for me really. I didn't already have, you know.
No. I gather it's just the standard editions, no box
It
sets.
is, yeah. If it had been a box set, so, you know, some of the more expensive ones, I think I might have pulled the trigger, but yeah.
What about you, Andy, or do you just collect the box sets?
No, I get a few of the standard, you know, just the Amory ones, but you know, I've only bought them not because of Second Sight. They just happened to have been Second Sight because I've wanted the title. But yeah, no, nothing from the sale.
No. Nige
Nah, I had to look through. There was nothing I fancied.
and Scott.
Nah, but there wasn't really anything interesting me either, to be fair, at the moment.
And we got It's a Me, Mario. Woohoo! Oh. Yeah, I couldn't sneeze that time, so if I could sneeze on tap, I could have done the Mario voice. We've got Sai here saying a good cameo is in Hell or High Water. The waitress that takes Tommy Lee Jones' order in the diner is so good.
Who is it?
Who is it? Yeah.
And he did say, like, best performance, so she must have fucking done something that melted your nutsack off.
That Brooklyn via London accent from Hoskins is Chef's Kiss. Go through all the films I've seen, trying to pinpoint the best cameo. This may take some time. Matt Damon in Team America. Matt Damon.
You don't have to read their conversations out, you know.
But some good examples, because we couldn't think of any good cameos, could we?
Well, nobody wants it. He wants it for the performance.
Yeah, we
He's
done
like,
a
hello,
cameo.
fuck off.
We've done the cameos when it was just the uncredited performances we could think of.
Right.
Cameos was we done.
We have Matt Chat saying the Blackening film is awful. 10 minutes in, and I was irritated. Really?
I agree. Dreadful.
Is it supposed to be like a comedy one?
Yeah, but
recently.
It's so cliched and it just tries so hard to be funny. It just isn't. I mean, I didn't like it. I stuck with it only because the missus wanted to see how it ended, and like
I've seen the trailer and it looks like it tries a bit too hard to be funny and to be
I
clever.
didn't think the trailer looked too bad. Like, you know, I actually liked it when they said that line about, you know, something like the black person always dies first, but then all black sort of thing. That was quite funny, and it's like, but yeah, it almost felt like a one-trick pony, like, you know, and just not a very good one.
We've got Edward here saying, evening all, hope you're all well. Evening, Edward. Thanks for joining.
Hello, Edward.
Edward.
We've got Sai here saying, do you guys ever spend the whole day at the cinema, as I'm having a triple movie Tuesday? He's going to see The Creator in IMAX, Saw 10, followed by a special screening of The Exorcist.
Wow.
That's a day. Sounds like a brilliant day. Hope you have a lovely time and look forward to hearing what you think of those films like Saw 10 and The Creator. Have a good time, mate.
Most I've ever done in one, but this is not like what he's saying, like going from screen to screen, but the most I've ever done in a back-to-back was the Evil Dead trilogy, followed by Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Started started about 10 o'clock at night and finished like, you know, sometime morning next day. I was fucking knackered.
Wow.
He put the Evil Dead ones on second. He played them in order, like, you know, because I wondered if they were going to play like Evil Dead, Night of the Living Dead, you know, do it like that. Like Evil Dead 2, Dawn of the Dead. I wasn't sure, but what he did is played the three George Romero films first and then the Evil Dead trilogy. Because I've seen the Evil Dead films multiple times in the cinema. I was glad, really, because I've never seen any of the you know, George Romero ones. So I fell asleep during Army of Darkness, but not on purpose. I was just fighting it, and you know, I'd seen
Oh,
that
Dawn of the
mistake.
Dead on the big screen. I bet that would be
Oh
amazing.
yeah, it was exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
What a night. I mean, you got that Evil Dead thing coming up this weekend, Nige. I was telling you about by not going to it. Got all 5 Evil Dead films.
You're not going.
Nah. My friend I normally go with, he can't make it, so I thought I'm not going on my own.
No, I wouldn't want to go anywhere like that on my own. Like,
But yeah,
Oh, brilliant.
good though. Only 22 quid for like all 5 Evil Dead films back to back.
that's not bad at all.
It's not, is it? And it's in the Prince Charles Cinema where Evil Dead is, you know, first shown in the UK, so it's sort of got a connection. Where I saw the Evil Dead Rise premiere in there as well.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very nice.
But yeah, I'm disappointed I'm not going, but I've seen them all multiple times in cinema. So.
We have Annie Lennox as the Riddler. I can't never understand. Yeah, a lot of people chatting amongst themselves. I have nightmares about the cockroaches thanks to Creepshow. Yeah, that is pretty creepy, I must admit.
Yeah.
Mind you, it could have been worse. Could have been spiders.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
spiders
fucking
are-
glad they didn't use them.
Mm.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So, a lot of chat between people. We have Delboy saying Pete could be the Crypt Keeper. Whoa.
Yes, indeedy.
We've got Playtendoguy.
Excellent.
I'm liking that. Matt Chat saying he's trying to give The Walking Dead Dead City a go. Just more the same dreary dribble, such a missed opportunity, the whole Walking Dead thing. As I said before, The Walking Dead kind of became just like a soap.
I couldn't even get through one episode. It was shit. Bored me.
I think it just outstayed his welcome, really, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's, you know,
Yeah.
Mm.
Have any of you seen the new one, Dead City?
not interested.
No.
No. Like Nige said, I couldn't even get through one episode either. I thought it was bad. I really couldn't get into it.
Yeah. We've got Bad Lieutenant saying Pete's homework movie should be Samurai Cop. That'll really twist his melon.
Oh, I love that film.
I need to see that. That sounds fun. Revenge of the
trash, but
Nerds.
great.
Oh, Mikey's gone again.
Mikey's gone and Mikey's back.
Here we go again.
One quick. Class of 1984.
Great movie. Like that.
Great
What
film.
film that is?
I'm going to have
I like
to
this.
rewatch the pics and then write them down and then put them up tomorrow. So
I like the sequel. Well, sort of sequel, Class of 1999. I remember that being.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
That
good one.
film's great. Yeah.
That's one I reckon could get an updated, you know,
Mm.
nice Arrow box set or something, possibly.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if it.
That'd be good.
Wasn't 84?
I know Vestron released it not a couple of years
Oh,
back,
did
though,
they?
didn't they? Yeah.
Or maybe.
That's what I've got it on.
I didn't realise
There
it was
is-
re-released. I had it on VHS and I've never had it since. Oh, there you go. Well,
Mm.
yeah.
The artwork when it was out on VHS put me off because it looked very futuristic and sci-fi, so I never watched it. And then
Yeah,
I seen it cheap on eBay. I thought, you know what, I'm going to have that to go with the other one. And I absolutely loved it. It was great.
It was good, yeah. I remember it being really good. It's a long time ago since I seen it, but
84 is better, but 99 really, really good follow-up.
yeah. Yeah, I got that Class of 1984. Wasn't that the 101 release in like the?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I got that one.
We've got the World Ender LOL here saying I love Spanish movies and the culture.
Well, make sure you
Especially
watch
Saying
Time
this one.
Crimes. Time Crimes and the what's the other one? The Orphanage. I think that's Spanish.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's
What a
that?
powerful movie that is.
I am not going to pronounce that one. Aldo Paso Mandiato's.
Old El Paso. Fucking Mexican food. Fuck's sake, man.
It is.
That's close enough.
Audio le taco.
Close enough.
That's another film though. The Orphanage, I'd recommend. Not The Orphan, The Orphanage. If any of you haven't seen it.
I
Oh, it's so good.
Have to check that one out.
Pick it out.
Check it out.
Bo Selector.
Oh,
Boss select.
it's a bit behind then.
8:42.
8:42.
Hey, an hour and a half's not bad.
Ain't too bad now.
True.
And if it's
Last week was
possible
over
to
2 hours.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's possible to have 2 stream boxes, is it? Like chat boxes, one where you could chat amongst yourselves and one with questions. Is that possible or not?
I said that before. I don't think you can do it.
Yeah.
Shame, innit? Because the thing is,
Yeah.
it's like when you're watching it as you're watching a stream. It's a shame that you're answering questions. Sometimes I haven't even. Something gets said, and it's so late in the stream. I think it's no point responding to it because you're not going to get to it. You know.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just
Our
it's
StreamYard
nothing
is
to do with
barely
it
holding
again.
together with tape at the moment, so for it to do separate chat screens would be a
Yeah.
miracle.
Yeah.
We have Matt Chat says, Pete, give Creepshow 3 a go. Just hide all the sharp objects.
What a pile of.
Don't.
I'll skip that one.
It's
The
one of
first
the biggest piles of shite that was
I agree.
ever released. It should never have been made.
The
I
first
don't
one
even
was
know.
bad
Was it
enough.
official? Because it just didn't look it. It just looked like a fucking.
I'm going to shoot you in the
No.
face.
I think
Probably
I'll take
Pete's favourite.
this there a little bit, Pete, to be honest.
It's not even
I
a
reckon he
sequel
liked it
to
more than he's-
1 and 2. It's somebody cashed in on it. It's not even
It
like a
looks
comic
great.
book. It's like really, really bad computer
Yeah.
animation. I mean,
Yeah.
really bad. Like what
Yeah.
a toddler's done. It's fucking terrible. And the stories and the
Okay.
acting are horrendous.
Oh, wow.
It's really, really bad. It's kind of like a little bit better than Exorcist 2.
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
so not that good,
Never seen Exorcist 2.
No.
Oh, Mikey, please watch it and let us know what you think.
Gonna have to. I've seen all the others. You know, with the obviously 3, which is my favorite Exorcist film.
So how come you've not seen 2?
Just because I've always known it's bad, and I've never.
You've just given it a wide berth.
Even though I feel like I need to because I need to see it for myself, even if just to say I've seen it. But I've even watched the prequels. Was it the beginning and
Yeah.
whatever the other one was called, the Legion, was it? I'm not sure, but was it
Dominion was one, wasn't it?
Dominion? That's right.
Think so, yeah.
Didn't they? Wasn't when they released the prequels? If I'm correct, it was the same film but reshot or something. Something happened.
Somebody's told me that. Yeah, I've not watched them yet.
I'm not sure whether
I haven't.
they
But they
shot.
said it's basically the same film.
They shot so much of it, and then they wanted to add more action to it or something. So they reshot a lot of stuff, and then they released the original cut or something like that. So it's if it interests you, look it up. There's a connection there. They weren't intended to be 2 separate films, something like that. So I've seen both of them anyway. Seen Exorcist 1, obviously. Love Exorcist 3, my favorite of the trilogy. And like I said, never watched Exorcist 2, even though I have it because I have it in the, the anthology or whatever it's called. I gotta watch
really
it.
want to check the second one out.
What's that?
I want to see the second one, see what it's like.
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing a watch along with it.
Yeah.
And I love Richard
Yeah.
Burton as well. So
Yeah,
good one.
the lunatic, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Get it started and we'll do one.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Watch along with the lunatic or whatever, heretic. Bad Lieutenant says, Pete's Homework 2 is the uncut version of Cannibal Holocaust. Seen
He's
it.
already done that one.
Oh, he done
Seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
Seen it. Yeah. I didn't mind it. Yeah, there's things there, like, obviously, it's a bit stuff that happened behind the scenes and the animal cruelty, yeah, not great, but I like the film for what it was, and it's an important bit of cinema.
You did say it was a one-time watch, though, didn't you?
Yeah. Did you see that? Mike's here saying maybe a hot take, but the 2013 remake is the best Evil Dead movie. Thoughts? Well, here's my hot take. Army of Darkness is the best Evil Dead film.
Here's my take. You're both fucking wrong. The original's the best one.
So I'll let this go straight to Mikey as he's the Evil Dead expert.
I'm not going to disagree with him because it's obviously subjective. But I think it's a fantastic remake. And I could understand, I mean, I don't know how old the person is who's asked the question, but I could fully understand someone who's not as old as myself liking that one more because it's more in line with modern horror.
Yeah.
You know. So it's you know, it's not really a hot take because if he feels it's better, then absolutely fine. I think it's, like I said, I think it's a fantastic movie. One of the greatest remakes ever made, in my opinion.
I agree, yeah.
It's a quality remake. I definitely do agree. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I think the remake's really good. There isn't an Evil Dead film that I don't like.
No, there isn't a bad one between them all.
I feel very blessed as an Evil Dead fanatic that we've had such great movies and great series as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, my personal favourite is Evil Dead 2. That's my favourite one.
I've always said it's probably the best film, but one is my favourite because that's the one that got me to do it and I grew up with it. But Evil Dead 2 on a... Yeah, it is probably the best film, but, you know. But yeah.
What about you,
I think it's a fan's favourite, isn't it? You know, when people do polls, you know, it normally comes out on top. You find a lot of people love Army of Darkness as well because that was the first one they saw. Because they didn't realise it was a sequel.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't. It was only when I saw it on VHS. I saw the VHS in HMV at the time when it was Army of Dark and it had slapped on it Evil Dead 3. And that was
not every country had that though, did it?
No.
It wasn't. That was just sort of put on, I think, by the, you know, to let people know, but it wasn't originally called that. Evil Dead 3 wasn't the subtitle.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, talking to a lot of Evil Dead fans, I mean, I know a lot of Evil Dead fans that saw Army of Darkness and only found out like years later that it was a sequel to two other films. You know.
Yeah.
So I can understand once again why, you know, that can be some people's favorite as well. You know, I love Army of Darkness, but when I sort of watch it back to back with the other ones, it's sort of so different. It sort of doesn't feel like an Evil Dead movie, but it's so entertaining.
I think it's because of the setting. The first two are set, you know, in the woods and the cabin.
Yeah.
And the third movie's like a medieval tale.
Yeah.
If you was to go up to someone and say, right, you know, I'm going to sit you down now and I'm going to get you to watch Evil Dead 1 original, and then I'm going to let you watch Army of Darkness, which is the third one. How the fucking hell do you get from that to that? It's insane.
Yeah.
But if you watch Evil Dead 2, it kind of is... It works, doesn't it? Because it's like the first one, but it's also got the humor of the third one. It's almost like the third one's a natural progression. And if you look at the early Sam Raimi short films and stuff, Army of Darkness is probably closer to them than any of the other films. You know, Death Three Stooges gags and all that. They're comedy fans, so Army of Darkness probably the movie they wanted to make. You know. So yeah, it's strange though, when Evil Dead and Army of Darkness has just got nothing in common, nothing apart from Ash. And then put that one in the middle, and it kind of does hold them together. You know, and I suppose you could say this one now, these new ones, Evil Dead Remake and Evil Dead Rise, is even though they're different directors, you know, you've still got Sam and Bruce and all on board, but they're tonally quite similar, aren't they? You know, So I hope if they do another one, I hope they keep it in a similar sort of tone to these ones, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it could almost be like a second trilogy, you know?
Mm.
So, what about you, Nige?
The original for me, any day. I don't think Evil Dead 2 is the better film. I'm not just saying it for sort of like, because that's the first one I've seen, the Evil Dead, and I'm not saying it because it's like, you know, it started it all type of thing, like what Mikey said. I genuinely think the first one is a better film. It was a lot harder work for them. They were absolutely fucking penniless. It took years to make the work and effort that they put into that film. And it shows, even though they didn't have much money, the work shows. The practical effects in it, I absolutely love, even though it was very low budget. I think the story's better. It works better as an outright horror film for me than what the second one does with the humour added. I'd much rather have it straight horror. I've heard people say the first one's comedy as well. It really isn't. You're watching it wrong. It's the second one that's the comedy.
I've never thought the first one's got any comedy in it.
Absolutely not. It's fucking terrifying, like when you first watch it, especially if you watch it at the time.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2's got my favourite scene from any Evil Dead film in it, and that's the scene when Ash loses his mind and all the things start laughing at him, starting with the...
When he's bouncing up and down and the thing's bending with him and laughing.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is my favourite scene in any of the films.
That is funny. I must admit, when I used to watch that, when I saw that on video, I used to piss myself laughing. It's when he's bending and the lamp goes with him.
Yeah.
And then he just bursts out laughing again. It just used to tickle me.
And for me, even the books are opening in sync with him bouncing as well. It's just fucking mad. Absolutely mental, isn't it?
But yeah, for me, the original is it's the best of the lot of them. It'll never be beaten by another Evil Dead film for me. However, I do agree that the remake is an excellent remake. Fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah. There's only one thing I didn't like about the remake, and I didn't particularly like the guy who played the brother. Is it David? Is it? What's his name?
I can't remember.
Do you know with the glasses and the long hair?
No, the one that was the brother. Like, you know, you kind of figured when you're watching it, you figured he was going to be the Ash, and then obviously it turned it on his head by the sister being there. David something, I think his name is. I just thought he kind of, there was moments when he looked like he was sleepwalking through the movie.
I can't even remember him. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. He didn't seem to be quite into it as much as the rest of them, but there you go. No. I mean, that's, you know, it was never going to win Oscars, was it? So I suppose you could just, I loved it.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, well, I love all of the Evil Dead films, to be fair. I think the remake is absolutely fantastic, but my personal favourite is the second one. Just get most enjoyment out of that one.
Yeah, that's a good one too. We have
I mean, the second one has to be probably the fastest paced movie in history. I mean, the film takes about 5 minutes to kick off. And it just does not. You have that little bit in the middle where they all sort of gather together, and then it just fucking kicks off again, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I always remember back in the day watching the second one when my mate came to the house and he walked in and I just started watching it. I probably was about 10 minutes into the movie, like, you know, and he just sort of sat down and was watching it with me, and he's like, "How much longer has this got to go?" And I said, "Well, fucking ages, like." And he said, "Oh, fucking hell," he said, "I thought it was near the end of the movie because it was shit going on as soon as he walked in the house. He just assumed it must have been the last half hour or something, you know." But yeah.
We got Sai here.
I don't know who that was aimed at.
Don't know, but Gary did put what about Land? So I said, did you know that the remake of Toxic Avenger had its premiere last week at a festival in the States? It's getting some good reviews. Google Elijah Wood, Toxic Avenger. He looks unrecognizable. He certainly does.
I've seen a picture of him, yeah. Who's playing the Toxic Avenger?
He's not the Avenger man, but he's in it.
He looks like the
I think he looked a little bit like Danny DeVito's Penguin.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly, yeah. Not a little bit, a lot like him.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Bacon's going to be in it as well, and Peter Dinklage. Ooh.
Peter Dinklage is playing the actual Toxic
It's
Avenger.
got to be a
Yeah,
different slant then if they got like
Oh,
a.
but yeah.
I
Can't
heard
say
Peter
I
Dinklage.
wouldn't
but
like this, you know.
I never even knew Kevin Crispy Bacon was going to be in it.
Crispy bacon, you didn't. I was going to say you didn't. You missed out the first time.
Yeah, I'll make sure I just slip it in there. And he's also going to be in Maxine, isn't he? Kevin Crispy
I'm
Bacon.
glad his last name wasn't Sausage. We slipped that in there.
Tip of me sausage, Nige.
Bulbous.
Joy's a bit of tip of the sausage.
Oh yeah, he's on about that the other night when he's eating the breakfast and he's got the dog. He said, "I always give the dog the tip of me sausage." I went,
Oh, fucking hell.
he'd give him more, but he yelps.
Megan Steelbook is sold out on HMV. Yeah, I've heard it's a
Wow.
well.
Why don't they make more of them? Just make more of them. Problem solved.
Yeah, it'd make more sense.
It would fucking sort all the scalpers out, wouldn't it?
We've got a
Yeah.
limited edition, but we've limited it to 1 million items.
Because years ago they used to make like a good like 10 to 15,000, didn't they? Like 1,000, 2,000 isn't a lot at all.
No.
They should up the numbers quite a bit more. It just makes the resale market go stupidly high, and it just hurts the businesses themselves, the studios who want to make more money. They ain't going to see nothing of it because most of the money's going to be made second hand.
Thing is, I suppose if they make a limited number like 2,000, they know full well that they are virtually guaranteed to sell out. If they make 15, 20,000, they could be stuck with some of them for years.
That's true. That's true.
So that's probably why they do it. I mean, maybe once they're sold out, they should do like another 500 to 1,000 maybe. I don't know.
We have Dalboy saying, "Here is your big chance." Scott on the panel say, "Go ahead, make my day," in your best Eastwood voice.
Well, that doesn't take much fucking beating, let's be honest.
I've got a funny throat, so there you go. I could do it in Arnie. Go ahead, make my day.
That's not fucking Clint.
That was more Tommy Wiseau than fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
Andy's turn.
Not a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Nigel?
make my day. There you go.
Said the Liverpudlian Clint Eastwood. Go ahead, make my day. Imagine it being in the film like that.
Yeah.
Hang on. Go ahead, make my day. Well, win. Go win a prize.
Oh,
Go on, Scott.
Here he goes.
go ahead. Make my day.
You sounded like fucking Linda Blair in The Exorcist. Go ahead, get the tip of my sausage.
And Mikey.
Go ahead, but make my day in it. That's the best you can for me. That's the Taff Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood in
Oh,
Dirty
fuck.
Welcome.
We've got Bad Lieutenant here saying, "Scott the movie critic, starring in the remake of Japanese horror classic Squeaky the Killer."
Squeaky the Killer. What the fuck, Squeaky the Killer?
Don't
I
know.
got you.
Oh, is that me? It's supposed to be Itchy the Killer.
I think might be.
Ah, right.
Matt Chat says the what film and what part question only one answer. Dirk Diggler's Band and Boogie Nights. I was born to play it.
That was fake, wasn't it?
Dirk
Thankfully.
Diggler's Bellend. That sounds like the B-side to a single.
No comment.
The Laughing Gnome, and on side 2, it's Dirk Diggler's Bellend.
Bulbous Bellend.
Bulbous Beetroot Bellend.
We have Steve-O here saying, "Hi everyone." Hey Steve-O.
Hi.
What's your thoughts on Spider-Man PS5 limited edition console? It's a really
Limited
nice-
what?
limited edition console.
Limited edition croissant.
Limited edition Croydon, what?
Casserole.
That French pastry shite. Croissant.
Oh, limited edition croissant I want.
Oh,
That was worse than fucking ventriloquist.
We said limited edition croissant.
Yeah.
Well, you want to hear me say the word, I tried to pronounce it over the weekend. Shawabba-wabba-dist.
A what?
What?
Hang on. That's
Shawabba-wabba-dist? Shwabba-dist?
What's that? Somebody who's a fucking King Shawaddy fan?
what is?
It's Shawaddy-waddyist.
What is?
Shawabba-dubba-dist.
Do you want to fucking write it down? I haven't got a clue.
Yeah. No, I
Shawabba-dist?
haven't.
Sharopadist.
Chiropodist.
Yeah, I sound a bit
Oh,
like Dylan Ben
Shawabba-
there. Oh,
But a fella who plays with your feet.
Shawabba-dubba-dist, yes.
They've changed the name now, you know. They now go by podiatrist, if that's any easier for you.
Podiatrist?
Pod! Pod, like P-pod. Podiatrist.
Podriatric?
You are fucking geriatric.
Podiatrist. There you go.
There we go.
Is that any easier?
It came out better, yes. My thoughts on the Spider-Man Limited Edition console is that it's very nice. Already got
Still
a
on that?
PS5, so yeah. If you want one, definitely pick it up. But the game, really looking forward to it. We've got Dowboy saying they bring out the Ultimate Collection in Steelbook form of the following: Friday the 13th, the Scorsese Collection, and the De Palma Collection. De Palma Collection. Which one would you buy and why over the others? So which one would you buy? Would it be the Friday the 13th one, the De Palma one, or the other one?
Oh,
Yeah,
Martin's best of. Oh, that's a toughie, that one.
The
It
best
is,
of
yeah.
Martin, yes. That'd be a good one.
It's not a toughie for me, because I would say Friday the 13th all day long. But they've already done it.
Mm.
The Scream Factory one, you can't get much better than that, really. The Ultimate Edition, it's got everything.
Steelbook. Did they do a Steelbook edition?
Oh, steel! I didn't say that.
Mm.
Oh, there you go then. Friday the 13th for me. Why? Because I fucking love them. They're my favourite horror films.
I think the De Palma one would be really cool to see. The Scorsese
Martin.
Scorsese one would be quite a difficult one because he's done so many films, but I'd be up for the De Palma one for me. Andy?
I would probably be up for all three by the sounds of it, to be honest.
I'm surprised you didn't say De Palma's then.
He would have done, but he thought it sounded a bit cheesy. I wish this was like the young ones, Scott, because I'd stamp on your head like
Why?
Scumbag College.
Scott, what about you?
Probably Scorsese one for me. I think I would probably go with his films because he's done some absolute corkers.
Yeah, great one. And Mikey, what about you?
Friday the 13th. I like both directors, Scorsese and De Palma, but I don't like every film they've ever done. And okay, I don't like every Friday the 13th movie either. I don't hate any of them, but you know what I mean. So I just think I'd like a Friday the 13th collection with the other ones.
Yeah.
I think De Palma is. If I had to pick into the other two, I think I like more Brian De Palma films than Scorsese films personally. But I mean, I don't think a Scorsese or a De Palma box set would particularly attract me anyway.
No.
You know,
Depends what was in it, really.
if it was all
They couldn't bring a box set with every film they've made because it would be fucking humongous and it would cost a fortune. It would have to be a best of.
Yeah.
So I said, if you guys were kids again, just about to start your collection, what would you start off with?
Jaws. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, I would pick the Star Wars box set of the original trilogy. Andy?
The obvious answer for me, Evil Dead, only because I'd have a lot of catching up to do to get the collection I got now.
Yeah. Andy?
Probably some of the Jim Carrey films like Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber and The Mask.
Scott, what would it be for you?
Probably the Rocky films, just because it's a massive series, pretty much all of them. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Sounds good to me. Great answers all round. Mike says, why does my Terminator impression sound like I'm from Gavin and Stacey?
Stacey.
What Minhaja says, what's your thoughts on the 3 Stephen Sommers films, The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, and Van Helsing? What's your favourite, and do you get enjoyment out of all? I like the first Mummy film. I think it's the best out of all the Mummy trilogy. Mummy Returns is fine. The Rock CGI is very dated. And you know what? Van Helsing may not be the greatest film, but it's a guilty pleasure. It's fun. Andy?
Yeah, I kind of like them in order of release. What Minhaju's listed them as there.
Yeah.
The Mummy's entertaining. It's a fun film. Enjoy it. Mummy Returns is, it's all right. Van Helsing's god awful.
But Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
I don't even think she can save that, to be honest.
No.
She could save anything. But yeah.
Honestly, when I saw it, when I found out that her dad was Richard Beckinsale, I couldn't believe they were related because they just look fuck all like each other.
I know, that was the same.
The sister looks more like him, don't she? She was in London's Burning or something.
I don't know the sister.
Yeah, if you look it up, she's a bit of her dad.
Sure.
Ah, okay.
So,
but she's an actress, but she just done some TV stuff, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But she is him all over, unmistakably. But yeah, the Kate Beckinsale obviously took the mum's side.
Didn't know that. So, what about you, Nige?
I haven't seen the 2 Mummy films, nor do I want to, because after seeing parts of the Brendan Fraser one, it bored the fuck out of me. For me, the only Mummy films I would watch are the Hammer ones and the Universal ones. I have seen Van Helsing, and I've got it on DVD. I actually really like it. I haven't seen it for years, though, but I thoroughly enjoyed it when I watched it.
Yeah, that's good. Scott?
I've only seen the first Mummy film out of those 3, and I did really enjoy it, to be fair, so I am looking forward to watching The Mummy Returns at some point.
Great stuff. And Mikey?
Absolutely loved The Mummy Returns when I seen it back in the day, and except for the fucking horrible CGI, The Rock at the end, which looks shit even then. So I love that. This is based on seeing all these films back in the day, mind. I haven't rewatched any of them for years, but yeah, I loved The Mummy Returns. Thought The Mummy 1 was pretty good. Van Helsing, I enjoyed it, but I felt it was a missed opportunity. When I heard it was like, Kate Beckinsale, Hugh Jackman fighting against Frankenstein, Dracula, sounded like it was going to be the best movie ever made. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
So
I thought the female flying vampires were fucking horrific.
Yeah. It's a good looking film. I just wasn't as much fun as on paper for me.
Gary wants a 4K release of Arrow of City of the Living Dead.
It's coming out.
No, I think it
Ooh,
is.
nice.
I'm pretty sure it's up for pre-order now.
House
That's
by
just-
the Cemetery is coming,
I
isn't
think
it?
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a good pick there for Second Sight. I'd be up for them doing
I
that
would
one.
see that label, yeah.
I've not seen Titan. Have you? It's good though.
It's a really good one from the director of Raw, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the French film, isn't it?
Yeah, we got Mark
Yeah.
here saying, I wish Second Sight would release Neil Marshall's The Descent. They did an amazing job with the Dog Soldiers 4K transfer. That
Yeah,
would be a
good.
good release.
I'd
Maybe
be
He's a
more like
huge fan of Dog Soldiers, our Mark. He loves it. I think it's his favourite
Great
film.
Right.
It's a great
Oh,
film.
awesome! It's a
Yeah.
great film.
I think I don't know if he did, but he was talking to me once. He was on about getting the Second Sight one and the Scream Factory 4K as well, just because he likes it that much to collect it.
Mm.
It was actually Mark who gave, as in, there you go, you can have that. This was when it was going for money. It was rare. It was the Scream Factory with the slipcover Blu-ray of Dog Soldiers.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
And I'll never part with it because I've got loads of Scream Factory titles. And Scream Factory are a company as well. If I upgraded to 4K, I would never get rid of them anyway. But yeah, he's mad on that film. The Descent, I've never seen it. And I've not seen the second one, but I've been told
They're good.
it's supposed to be really good.
The first one's good.
The
Yeah,
Descent
first one's great.
has got one of the most uncomfortable scenes that I've ever seen in a movie, and that's when.
Don't tell me.
spoil it, but just cover your ears then.
Yeah,
It's not a major
Do it.
spoiler, but it's when that woman is jams in that narrow space.
Can I open them yet?
Oh, I
Not if I
I did not like watching that at all. I'm not particularly claustrophobic, but when I've seen videos of people being stuck in caves and all, it's just something that I guess I have a bit of a phobia of that. I must have, not being able to move and just having your arms trapped and
yeah.
great film.
We've got Delboy here saying if they produce box sets of a series of films, but in the same
Thanks for fucking telling me, you bunch of cunts.
I did. That's why I went like that.
I was too much going.
Of what now?
the design of
Sorry,
vinyl
guys.
set of soundtracks,
Oh yeah,
what
I
would
see what you
you
mean.
sets to be? For me, possibly Rambo set with the Goldsmith scores. Don't know.
Final set of the soundtrack.
Oh, it's got to be John Carpenter's stuff for me.
Yeah. John Carpenter stuff would be really good with the soundtracks. The Dollars trilogy as well. That would be a pretty good one as well. That's got a great soundtrack. Nige.
I would say probably the 4 Jaws films. Or all the Friday the 13th, but that would be humongous.
Yeah. Scott, what about you?
I was actually going to say Friday 13th, but like would be absolutely so expensive to get. But yeah, I would definitely pick that one.
Yeah.
I've got my own back on him.
You have indeed, yeah.
And Mikey, what about you?
Apart from stating the obvious, which I'm going to say every time, I'd say the Rambo set would sound very nice. I love the score in the Rambo films, especially Rambo Part 2. My favourite Rambo film as well. Second one.
Yeah.
Doesn't get enough love.
Okay,
People say, First Blood's much better. I mean, it's an opinion, obviously. First Blood's much better, and it's more realistic. It's like, yeah, but it's not as much fun as Rambo 2. With the fucking exploding arrows and all that sort of shit and the chaos he causes. I just absolutely adore Rambo 2.
We've got Gary here saying Terminator Genesis is complete trash. I agree, Gary. I was not a fan of that one. That's easily the weakest one of the franchise. Matt Chat says if Arrow does enter Video Store Volume 2, I'd love to see Terror Vision, Parasite from 82, Metal Storm, Eliminators and Breeders, Enemy Territory. They're all films from Empire Pictures. That'd be quite a cool one.
Good choice, is it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they put little feelers out and asked what people would like to see in Volume 2, and then see what they could get. Sai says, I honestly think I'm the only person that actually enjoyed Terminator Genesis. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Sai. It just didn't work for me. Gary says Bumblebee was decent. I will go along with that. Yeah, it's probably the only decent one. Gary says, got to be the Beyond Pete with the spiders. Great film, but the spiders. Oh, that sequence.
Yeah, but it is creepy sequence, but the really bad ones stand out a mile, don't they? They're just sort of doing that. It's like they look fucking terrible.
Yeah, the real spiders were cool, but the other ones were just doing a little dance.
Yeah, just like fucking talk about obviously
We are just over an hour behind. Thank you, Dalboy. A lot of chatting between the guys here. There's a bit of a football result here. Okay. Very nice.
Oh. Did you know your team tonight, Andy, by the way?
Yeah, we beat Villa at Villa.
Yeah, I've seen the score line. Right, isn't it?
Not too bad, yeah.
That's good to hear. We got Matt Chat saying Terminator Dark Fate is poison. It undoes everything the second film did. It's an embarrassing CGI mess, and the worst of all, the Terminators get neutered in this film. FML.
I can understand people absolutely hating that opening.
I can get that.
Yeah.
I mean, James Cameron was all for this film, and then once people started to not like it and it flopped, he was he distanced himself away from it.
James Cameron's pretty much had a load of money thrown at him to endorse each of the Terminator sequels.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, this is the one this is the one I would attach my name to. I love it. Yeah, it's great. And then it comes out and it gets reviews and it's shit. He's done it for a lot of them.
Which was the one that recreated a lot of scenes from the original film?
Genesis.
I thought the recreated scenes were pretty well done.
Yeah,
I thought. But I don't particularly like the guy who played not John Connor, he played Carl Reese, was it?
Yeah, Jai Courtney.
Yeah, it's very wooden.
He's one of these actors who he's god awful, but he's got an amazing agent because he gets him into all sorts of good movies.
Yeah. I thought she was a pretty good choice for Linda, as a Linda Hamilton sort of lookalike, I guess. What's her name from Game of Thrones?
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
On a looks level, I thought she was pretty similar. But
a lot of chat between Sai and Bad Lieutenant. Awesome stuff. Just get to the next question. A lot of chatting between everybody. Right, here we go. We got Mike said, I just realised that I didn't mention Nige. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Hope you're all well.
Made up for it, Nige.
You got an extra long one, Nige.
I'm better than I was, mate, but I'm still not 100% yet, but I am a bit better.
And
you're forgiven.
And we've got Sai on about football matches. Awesome.
Oh. The only good thing about Man City losing is it gives someone else a chance to win it, doesn't it? Because they every year they seem to take that competition seriously, and
they're unstoppable at the minute, Man City.
Yeah, I know.
They are.
Yeah. We've got Cowboy saying, look at Nige, he's really into it. He's streaming about soccer now.
Someone to check that.
Streaming about soccer.
Bill Murray was uncredited in Zombieland. That is a very good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
I've never seen any of them, so that makes no difference to me.
Yeah, Kate Blanket in Hot Fuzz is a good one.
Kate Blanket.
Kate Blanket.
Oh, Kate Dubé.
Peter Jackson.
And her brother Billy Dovett.
Oh, Peter Jackson got a cameo in that as well, haven't he?
He fucking hell.
Yeah. I think uncredited was Kevin Spacey in Seven.
Yes. Yeah.
That was very clever. That was. Yeah.
Mm.
Don't remember seeing him in that.
He used to kill it.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh, Kevin Spacey. I'm saying that Kevin Crispy fucking Bacon.
and Johnny
Oh,
T.
well, if he's not uncredited, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But
Yeah.
then he wasn't really famous then, was he? So maybe they just like
No.
No.
really
True.
keep the twist under wraps, so he didn't name him at all.
Mm.
It's only like afterwards when Kevin Spacey sort of became famous for American Beauty and stuff like that. It was like, oh, he was the guy in Seven, you know.
Because he did Seven. He did Seven and Usual Suspects the same year.
Was it?
They both got released the
He
same
did,
Fuck
year.
me, The Usual Suspects. I hated that film.
Did he?
It
I
was
like
so
that film.
dull. I was bored stupid.
Mm.
I really like it, to be fair, but I can
You know
understand
you know
why
who's-
people find it boring.
You know who's absolutely really great in it? Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a really good
Fucking
actor.
great
He
in that
is.
film.
Mhm.
He's,
I don't even remember him being in it. It was that long
he's
ago.
terrifying
But I like
in
him.
the town. He is. Pete
The town, he's
Postlethwaite.
a scary bastard in that
He
film.
is. Yeah, that's one of his final films, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that and Inception might have been his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a really underrated actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
never-
favourite
he's
Pete
one of them though.
Postlethwaite performance is Brassed Off.
That's
Yeah.
Right.
another good one as
Yeah.
well. Yes.
He's one of them actors
Oh,
though that
so
he barely
sad.
played leading roles, did he? But he was always good in what he'd done, like as a
Yeah, he was
supporting
like
role.
more known for
Mm.
like a character actor.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a twat in the second Jurassic Park film, but that was
Yeah.
shite. That's probably why he was a twat.
Yeah.
Mm,
I always remember him from James and the Giant Peach.
yeah, as well.
Which
No,
what the stop motion one, but with live
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember him being
He's
in that,
in
but
that.
yeah, I like
He's-
that film.
He only shows up at the beginning and the end.
Right.
He gives him what's called crocodile tongues, and that's what
Mm.
makes all the creatures like come to life. And yeah, but he's
That's
pretty
a
good.
film I'd like to see get a 4K or a newer release. It just
Yeah.
I
That would be
don't.
good.
I'm not aware of it past DVD.
No, I
Same
don't think
same
it has. I
director
don't
as
think-
same
Don't think
director as
it's had
Nightmare Before
Blu-ray,
Christmas,
no.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
So, Nige, the Tyneside Cinemas having Halloween All Nighter on the 28th. One of those 4 screens. They're doing Book of the Dead, Evil Dead 1 and 2, Army in Darkness, and Evil Dead Rise.
Or
Wow.
What's he mean by Book of the Dead?
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
mean-
sure.
They're doing the Book of the Dead.
Oh.
Is that what the event's called?
Unless I was just going to say, I wonder if that's what they're calling
That's
the
probably what's
Yeah.
called, yeah.
event.
I know
Wow.
Or movie one.
I know
Yeah.
that's the original title of Evil Dead before it came out was Book of the Dead because but 'cause I've actually got it under the Book of the Dead title, but yeah, that's
I don't think I could stay awake. But what a night that would be.
That would
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
Pete Jackson has an uncredited cameo in Hot
Yeah.
Fuzz. He's the deranged Santa that stabs Simon Pegg in the hand. Yeah, that's a cool little cameo.
I've been to the area because where Hot Fuzz was filmed, just by chance. With my ex-girlfriend at the time, we went somewhere to pick up something that she bought, and when we were there, it's in a place, it's around Bristol way, and somebody, whoever we was there, they said to us, "Oh yeah, Hot Fuzz was filmed around here," and it was like, "Oh really?" And they said, "Yeah, if you look over there, there's the church. If you look over there, there's the whatever supermarket's over there." And it's that the other. So like pretty much most of the film was all filmed in this one area.
Yeah.
And so we went in the supermarket, didn't we, which was called something else because it was, the the interior shots of the supermarket was filmed in somewhere totally different, but the front of it, which is the supermarket where Edgar Wright worked as a youngster.
Oh wow!
So we had to go in and buy some cornettos, didn't we? Just to say, but it was mad though, because, being shot sort of on location, everything just looked like he was in the set of Hot Fuzz, and it was mad,
That's cool.
And the fact it was all really close, like most, when you see films and normally like, film magic in it. Film things are meant to look like they're close to each other, but they're not. They're filmed in another country or this, that, and the other. Fucking looks like the whole of Hot Fuzz was filmed in that town by the look of it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So even the
Continuing.
shootout, they had the shootout in the yard at the end. You know, it's there. And the shop that he went in, I think the boiler corner that was over it was there, and the supermarket is just literally in the corner, and even the church is just 5 minutes away. It's like, yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Sai says Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are in Land of the Dead. George A. Romero was a fan of Shaun of the Dead, so he asked them to be in the scene. There are the two zombies tied up being tortured. Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. 2013 Evil Dead's my second favourite of the franchise of Gary. Brilliant.
Cool.
Bad Lieutenant says the waitress was Margaret Bowman, who was also in Waiting for Guffman.
Not seen it. Right.
I've seen Waiting
I
for
remember this question earlier on or something.
Danny says Exorcist Beginning and Dominion prequel to The Exorcist both okay, and Stellan Skarsgård as Lancaster Merrin is in both.
Right.
Right. This is about that waitress. I can remember the question now.
I do know, yeah. Because he said about the cameo, didn't we? Even none of us. He never said the actress or anything. We didn't know, but yeah.
Andy says, have any of you got any film or memorabilia from your youth that you still own today? That's a good question. Mikey?
Yeah, I got tons, really. Anything. Yeah, I mean, obviously Evil Dead stuff, from back in the day, and, stuff. I was an E.T. fan before that, because I come out a year before Evil Dead, and I still got some of that. I very rarely got rid, and luckily my parents were the sort that would just put our childhood stuff up in the attic rather than chuck it away, so when, so when I was older, I was able to go up there and pull out all this stuff from my childhood, and yeah. So still got quite a bit, never kept everything. Well, one thing I was gutted about, though, is she gave away a load of comics of mine to the next door neighbour when they had young kids at the time. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, yeah, know what he's like. And only years later then, when I went to look for my first probably several hundred issues of 2000 AD, I couldn't find them. And that was probably in there, because I had probably the first couple of hundred issues of that, and I found some up as late as something like, I know, coming up to 100 or something. I'm not sure, but I couldn't find the single numbers ones, which I know for a fact I had, because I remember the very first one having a frisbee taped to it as a gift, and I remember getting it. Judge Dredd appeared in issue number 2, didn't he? Not number 1. So issue number 2 is more collectible than issue number 1 because of that.
Nice.
So yeah. So they were probably given away, like I say, when she gave the comics away, because I never found them.
What about you, Andy?
Not a shred. Don't own a single thing.
No?
Yeah, no. Never. I don't know why. It's just it's never ever happened. I've never. Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately, the same here with me as well. But it'd be cool to have something like that.
Yeah.
Nige?
Not that I can think of. The nearest thing I can think of to it is those 2 original Jaws and Jaws 2X rental tapes, like the pre-set ones. I got them when I was about 15-ish, but they're long gone, so I rebought them. They look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I can't think of anything.
No worries. And Scott?
I haven't, unfortunately. No, I can't think of anything myself.
We do have Bad Lieutenant saying he's got Horrible Truth VHS tape signed by Gunnar Hansen.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
We have the time at 10:25, so we're just over.
Bloody hell, we haven't half caught up.
Yeah, there's a lot of chatting between everybody. Rip, David, and McCallum. Yeah, sadly
Yeah.
passed
Sad
away.
news.
Yeah, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Sapphire and Still, quite a few other things. Yeah, NCIS, Great Escape. Yeah,
Great Escape as well, yeah.
yeah. Saw Man.
I remember him in
Return.
The Invisible Man, the teleseries.
Yes, he was in that as well. Yeah, I remember that being released. Return of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. last night. Awful film, but it was funny to see Lazenby as JD in the film.
I got that from when I met Gunnar Hansen.
Oh wow,
Nice.
Oh,
I think you're next. Gonna answer
Mike,
that.
you're next.
Isn't it?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So
is that just
Yeah.
a photo?
it's like a still, but he signed it obviously.
Wow.
Like a
Oh,
Yeah, Invisible Man with McCallum in it. So funny.
couple. Yeah, I'll show you these while I got them out. It's like Lance Henriksen,
Oh wow.
Alien
cool.
3. I chose because I love Alien 3.
Awesome.
It's one of my guilty
Oh,
pleasures.
he's so great in everything he does.
Yeah.
he's good in Pumpkinhead, if you've seen that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've seen that
haven't,
many years ago.
Peter Caladine.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty
Yes,
darn cool.
Awesome.
We've got Lou Ferrigno.
The Hulk.
Holy shit.
Elvira.
Elvira.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Never
Yeah,
understood the fucking attraction to that.
Of what?
Oh, well, I can see the
Oh.
tits, but she's a hound.
Ken Forey.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Awesome. Oh,
Um,
my favourite film. Love it.
yeah. I'll just quickly show you what I wrote there by Tom Savini.
Love
No,
it.
awesome.
Wow. Sex machine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bill Moseley. Oops. Yeah. This is a cool one because he's passed away now. Is Sid Haig.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Wow.
So yeah, I think that's
amazing, that.
yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
I got some others, but Michael Perryman. Yeah, I got them. This one is
He's supposed to be such a lovely fella, him.
Michael Perryman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is so nice. Yeah. That's
He's even pleasant when he's. I've seen like bonus features and stuff when he's getting interviewed. He's just looks so happy. He's so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is such a nice guy. Yeah, I got them. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones because he's passed away, and like we talk about legends in movies, and there's not many more, in my opinion, that deserves the legend tag, and that's Ray Harryhausen.
Ray Harryhausen, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So I went to one of his seminars.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Who the fuck's Harryhausen?
Huh?
He did stop mo- he
Who
did
the
all the
fuck's Harryhausen?
he did all the stop
Jason
motion.
and the Argonauts and all that.
Jason and the
sort of stuff.
Argonauts and Clash of the Titans.
Oh,
Robert Englund, obviously.
oh, that's a good shot.
Oh, this is another good one as well. Again, he's passed away. David Warbeck.
Oh, awesome.
What a lovely fella. He was actually quite ill
Wow.
when I met him. Yeah. So, I think that's it. And the only one's worth showing.
He's in that best film I got from that company. Is it The Last Hero? It's called.
Hmm.
That like Vietnam video nasty thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Robert Patrick.
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Wow.
He was fucking mad. Mad as fuck he was. He was like proper like bouncy and yeah. And David Norton.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
Great
that's a nice
stuff.
one.
Yeah. One more. I think there's one more. I think the show. Peter Weller.
Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
Wow.
Awesome.
I'm liking that.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I got others, but only ones you'd probably be interested in. That. Yeah, there you go. Just,
That's very impressive.
Awesome.
Oh, love seeing that.
Brilliant stuff.
Thank you for sharing that, Mikey. That's
That's
really
all right. You know, it always sort of going off track a bit, like, but it was just because I thought of the Gunner Handsome one, and I remembered it's like I got them in a folder right next to me, and I just So sorry to go off on one like that when.
No, you're more than welcome. That's very interesting, and thanks again for sharing.
That's all right. Yeah.
We got Si saying he sounds like he had a stroke when he does his neat impression. That was Russian.
Stroke of what?
Right, we have a lot of chat between everybody. Oh, well, I didn't know. Such a shame to hear the news yesterday. Yeah, he passed away yesterday.
Who did?
From
David McCallum.
David
Yeah.
McCallum.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah.
A lot didn't like it, but his portrayal of Still was great, and those opening credits, wow.
The only trouble in it, Nige, with being sort of our age, of seeing all our fucking heroes dying now, aren't we? From when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
old was
it's
David
quite fucking
McCallum?
scary,
Must have
isn't
I'm not saying
been
that I'm not saying that they
90 old.
can't be. You know, I'm not saying that you can't be your guys' heroes, but like I'm 53.
We grew up with type of thing.
Yeah.
People like that they were in their prime when we were kids, and seeing them all fucking going now is depressing, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't know about you as well, Mikey. I watch a film from the 80s, and that's how I remember them. Then when you see them now, you think,
oh no,
it was not that long ago. They're not that old. They can't be.
I know.
It's fucking scary. It's like it's just gone like that.
As daft as it may sound, it hurts the fuck out of me when I realise, Sylvester Stallone's only like a couple of years younger than my dad passed away, and I'm thinking this is fucking Rocky. I think he's 68. Is he 67? Something like that.
I think so. Around about then, yeah.
And my dad passed away 73, so maybe he's 4 years younger. But it's kind of like it's a reality check, isn't it? You think, these people, you watch them in Rocky and Rambo and all, and they're fucking practically old age pensioners now.
Look at Jack Nicholson now.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't want to bring the tone down, but it's just a reality check, isn't it? That you think, at that age, you don't know how much longer we got left of them being, doing these movies. Like,
that's true.
Got to tip your hat to Clint Eastwood, mind.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
What a fucking fella!
I know. Absolutely.
Same with Michael Caine. He's now finishing up acting as well at 90. Again, great age.
Yeah. Another legend.
I'm still on the lookout for mashups after last week. Watch.
I did send Keith that Iron Maiden ABBA one. He said that's fucking genius. So I told you.
Which one?
Oh, I need to.
Iron Maiden, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and ABBA, Eagle.
Oh,
have you seen it?
No,
really?
I don't know.
Mix up between them.
I swear to God, they go so well together. It starts off with the boom, dit, 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 dit. But when he goes to sing, I'm waiting. Fucking the two women come and start singing the lyrics to Eagle, and my God, you'd think it was the proper song. It's brilliant.
Have you listened to Trooper and the Monkeys?
I think I have actually.
No.
Was it I'm a Believer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucking fits perfectly. It's like, what the hell?
I've heard the Trooper and Beat It as well, Billy G.
Jackson. Yeah. For the Monkeys one, it's like, Jesus Christ, it was almost like it was fucking meant to be there, like.
Yeah.
It's just mad.
The first one I ever heard was the Nirvana and Rick Astley one.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one I heard.
I need to check these out. I don't know how to find them, but I'm sure.
That sounds really good.
It's basically the music. It's Nirvana playing Smells Like Teen Spirit, but instead of him coming and singing, you get We're no strangers to love. And it fits.
But if they're
It is
done
absolutely
correctly,
batshit.
yeah, if
Yeah.
they're done really well, some of them done really well. You kind of look at them and think, I mean, they almost like they were written to be put together.
Yeah.
They not weren't, but they're not
Some of
just
them are absolute fucking genius.
they're not chucked together. It's like, I suppose that is something like that. But like say that Trooper and the Monkeys one, it's like, wow, that just it just fits so fucking well. It's just crazy. Yet they're completely different songs. Yet, yeah, they've matched them in, and they just they seem like they belong there. It's just weird.
Eagle and
It's weird.
Hallowed Be Thy Name's my favourite one that I've heard so far.
I'll have to
I
look
could
at
just
that
sit
one,
and listen to that, and I couldn't. I used to laugh at it, but I was like, now it just sounds fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
We have Andy Lakes up saying Underworld is seriously underrated. The first three are really good. Even Rise of the Lycans prequel was good without Beckinsale.
I never watched that, but yeah, I liked a few of them. The second one was my favourite, I think.
I don't mind the Underworld films. They're very similar to like the Resident Evil films. I always class them like that. I think the Resident Evil films are better, but Kate Beckinsale makes those films enjoyable to watch. And there's a pretty decent cast in them. You got Bill Nighy in a few of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Andy, with the Underworlds?
I only really like the first one, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Well, I just find the colour palette of those movies is a bit washed. It's a bit of a struggle to get through them, but I remember really liking the first one.
What about you, Nige?
My idea of hell, but just fucking sci-fi.
What about you, Scott?
Never really appealed to me, to be honest. I never really wanted to watch them.
No worries. I think there's about 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, right.
We've got Minhaji saying it's so satisfying to know that there are people like me, a community who loves films and physical media as much as I do passionately. So glad we exist. Fork streaming services.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys, I just had a fucking blonde moment just now. It's not connected with anything on screen whatsoever, but I gotta tell you because it's just so fucking mental. You know, I have my hand up like that, and because I'm looking at myself, but the correct way. Unlike if you were looking in a mirror, do you know what I mean? If you're looking in a mirror and you put your right hand up, it would. Anyway, so I had my hand like that, and I thought my fucking tattoo had fallen off or something because it was like.
This is why when I go to point the Pete,
I thought that was
like I have to point the other way. I'm pointing over that way.
Yeah.
Which to me is the total opposite. So sometimes I go, that fucker there, no him.
Yeah.
For the same reason,
Yeah.
it's really hard to get used to.
I thought, where's my fucking tattoo gone? It's like fucking. Oh, okay, it's on that one. Sorry, I had to tell you.
We got ultimately it's all about preserving the film. Absolutely, I agree with you there. And Harju? Yeah,
And snazzy packaging, of course.
of course.
Mm.
No thought slip cover. The Bad Lieutenant says, personally, wouldn't want to start my collection again, spending so much time and money getting this far. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Minhaju says, what is everyone's favourite boutique label? Mine's got to be Arrow and Second Sight. Though I don't have any Second Sight releases, I want that Hitcher set. I think everybody does. But for my favourite boutique label, I'm going to say either Arrow. They have been knocking it out of the park recently, especially this year with their releases. And 88 Films, they're really good as well. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, Arrow for me. Just absolutely killing it.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Nige?
Same as Minhaj, Arrow and Second Sight.
Yep, again, Second Sight does really well too. Scott?
Yeah, same as when I joined Nige, Arrow and Second Sight for me.
And Mikey?
Yeah, definitely Arrow. I mean, I agree. Like Second Sight and 88 Films, but Arrow's the only label I've got a dedicated space in a cabinet for. So that says everything.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
I got
Second
loads of
Sight went
different-
over my estimation when there's like things like Martin and that
Yeah.
lovely Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh,
box. They were
yeah.
amazing, them too.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're great. Yeah, fantastic. But with the Arrow
Oh,
films, when I buy
and
an Arrow
Dog
film, you got
Soldiers.
to go in the fucking Arrow section. It's the only one that I do that with.
Mm.
You know,
To be fair, they've got shitloads more, haven't they, in their back catalogue as well?
and a
Yeah.
lot of shit.
They've
Still.
been doing it longer. I think they have.
Yeah. With the Arrow film, I have a bit of a fucking like an unwritten rule as well. If I go into CEX and there's an Arrow film in there for £6 or less that I haven't got, I gotta buy it, no matter what it is.
I
That's
mean,
my
they
price.
Pardon?
If it's what I really want, I'll pay more. But all I'm
Yeah.
saying is, even if it's a film that I'm not interested in, if it's an Arrow title and it's £6 or less, I have to have it.
That is a fair deal. And to be honest, they really make some nice covers for even pretty bad films.
And the only
I
reason
really
say
want the Under the Baskervilles on Arrow, the Peter Cushing
Right.
and
Oh,
Christopher Lee one. I really
little
want that.
transfer. That is. That's a fantastic
That'd
film.
be great,
Loved
yeah.
it.
And the reason I go with £6 and not £5 is because I notice a lot of them are £6. So if I limited myself to £5, I'd be fucking walking away with
You'd get none.
Yeah, so £6 is
Yeah.
Oh, Lords of Chaos is a brilliant
What a great-
standard Arrow release.
what a great
Is
film.
it? I don't think
That's
I've
another
heard of that
film.
one.
that needs to be
It's
watched more.
fucking brutal. True story as well.
Yeah.
Is that a recent release of the past couple of years?
Yeah. Past couple of years. Yeah.
It's got Macaulay Culkin's brother in,
Was it?
Rory.
Mm.
So it's about the death metal band where they killed the singer in the 80s.
What's the front cover?
more
of it?
90s,
I'm
I
thinking
think.
it's like a fire on the front cover.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, I've seen that about a lot with like slip covers still.
Great film.
Oh, it's a mate. I haven't got a slip cover.
I don't think it ever had a slipcover, so I
Really?
think
I
that was a
thought it
bit
had
of
a slipcover.
yeah. I think that was a bit of the Mandela effect there.
Ah.
When you see, that's what you see when you convince that something
Yeah.
is it is and it's not. Never had a slipcover, not the UK one anyway.
Oh, right.
But
You
yeah,
honestly, Pete, you need to watch it. It's fucking brilliant.
I'll keep
Brutal.
an eye out for that in the next Salem. Sounds good to
Yeah.
me.
it's very, very good. Mm.
So says the Book of the Dead is his screen name. One
Right.
of the others is the Grindhouse.
That's
right.
the festival thing. Yeah, that's fair.
They
That's
changed the
cool.
names of the screens then, because in that cinema, every screen has its name. There's one's called the Roxy,
Right.
so they must have changed the name on Halloween to maybe say Book of the Dead's on one, and
Yeah.
they've all got different names. Not Screen 1, Screen 2. They've all got proper names.
Yeah.
They have 4 different themes. And how would you say, do you think we'll ever get a 4K film collection set for all the Nightmare on Elm Street films? Because I've only got them all in a nice deluxe H&P exclusive box set that was released about 5 years ago. Yeah, a lot of people would love to see it happen, and it's all down to Warner Brothers. It's bizarre it hasn't happened.
Yeah. It's going to happen eventually, surely.
It's got
Screen
to.
Factory tried, but they just couldn't get the right. They weren't budging. I think
Right.
it will happen eventually. I wouldn't say. I can't see it being next year. Nice deluxe HMV exclusive box set is shit because it's the normal one with different artwork with cards in. It's still got them same shit discs in with some of them where
It's just a
you're
slim
getting
case.
two films on one disc and stuff like that. That's why I've stuck with the DVD one.
I do
'Cause it's
prefer
full
the
crap.
box though. I did like the box. They put it in like a hard box, but like
Yeah.
you said, the content.
That's
is
better,
amazing.
but yeah, nah, I'll wait.
But
And if it never gets an upgraded from that, I'll still stick with the DVDs.
Yeah.
To be honest, now Warner Brothers are probably just releasing one at a time.
Right. Yeah, probably.
Again, it's very baffling because they love this Warner 100 thing. Why haven't they released one of their most popular horror films up there on 4K? Just the first
The thing
one.
is, as well, with Warner Brothers, when they released them like on Blu-ray, well, the first one, they didn't even use the original cinema art. Then it was like this really horrible, shitty red thing.
Yeah.
Give them to one of the boutique labels to give people what they fucking want. We want the original artwork.
Hey,
But
And
what
we
would you
want the
consider
unrated
original
part
artwork,
5.
it would be nice if
Well-
Arrow got it, but I don't know.
What would
It
you
depends
consider
on
though,
the
Nige, as the original artwork? Because we had the Graham Humphreys artwork, but I think that was exclusive to the UK. I think.
I like the Graham Humphreys artwork for 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Are they the only ones he did?
I think so.
They for me, blow the American artwork out the water. But
Oh,
if they're all
yeah.
going to match, I would probably say let's have the American artwork on all of
Yeah.
them because they don't
Matching,
match. But
Yeah.
my favourite Graham Humphreys one definitely is Elm Street 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Seen that
Yeah.
original painting I have.
But that quad poster of the first one as well. Wow, you've seen the original painting?
Yeah, he had an exhibition in London back about 4 years ago, and they had the original Evil Dead art as well. Evil Dead 2,
Oh,
Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Nightmare on Elm Street, all the original paintings on display.
Really?
Wow.
I know. I got a picture somewhere of me next to the Evil Dead one. I'll have to send it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Original painting, though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Has anybody got Across the Spider-Verse on Blu-ray or 4K? Not me. Scott, you did pick it up. You enjoyed the film?
Yeah, got the 4K and really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I got it, but I haven't
Andy?
watched it yet.
Oh, awesome. Andy?
Yeah, I picked the 4K up. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Lots of film.
Nigel's still waiting for his copy to arrive from Amazon.
Obviously.
It looked like you were looking at the letterbox, so that's why I said it. Minhaji says, I'm pissing my pants for Guardians 3 in 4K to arrive.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I must admit, I'd like to get that on 4K. I should think that'll look really nice. It's supposed to have IMAX on 4K, and it's probably the only decent Marvel thing for the past few years, so I'll probably get it. Andy, are you going to pick it up?
Yeah, just the Blu-ray though.
Yep. Mikey?
I got the Steelbook ordered because I got the Steelbook at the first two. I think the Guardians films are some of the best films that Marvel produced for years. I think I haven't even seen the third one. Because I wanted to see it in the cinema and I missed out. Just didn't get time. And I know it's on Disney Plus now, which I've got, but I've been knowing that the Blu-ray, the 4K's coming. I've just been waiting to watch it.
Yeah,
But
don't blame you.
But I fucking absolutely loved the first film.
I think you'll love this one. It's definitely
I heard good things about it. Yeah.
It's fucking heartbreaking at times, the third one.
Oh, it is.
Jesus.
It is.
I did, yeah. Got my tissues ready. It's all right.
Yeah.
No, you should just keep again.
I might get it at some point, yeah, because I do love the first two, so I might get a third one on 4K at some point.
Brilliant. Nigel's still debating which edition to get.
Nigel's waiting for us to give him the football results.
Yeah. Doughboy says, if they invented
son of a bitch.
If they invented a hard drive for your brain, like Johnny Mnemonic, what would be a film that you'd like to upload to your brain? Nige, for tonight, Jaws is banned.
I've never seen
Jaws
Johnny
2.
Mnemonic. So I don't understand the concept. I've never seen that. I've heard of it. Keanu Reeves, isn't it? But what does it put him in the real situation or something? Does it? Or
Fucking is. I don't know. If I can't have Jaws, I'll have Friday the 13th.
I presume then that what he done is put something in his brain and made him feel like he was really there. Is that the case? Bit like Strange Days, is it? Or am I wrong?
Kind of.
Never seen it.
I
don't know. I haven't seen Johnny Mnemonic yet.
I haven't.
No.
Film True Romance, but Andy.
Oh, for me, Fright Night.
Yeah.
So that would mean you'd be in the film then, is it? Is that what it does?
I think
Or
so.
I don't know.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have Friday the 13th then. If that means you're in the film.
That's I'm only guessing, mind. I've never
I
seen
don't know.
Johnny Mnemonic. So.
Well, if it means that, I'll have Wild Things.
Oh, he's picked
Yeah.
a better choice. And Scott.
You bastard.
Karate Kids. That'd be interesting. Would I go?
Did you
Karate
step on the
Kid?
pebble, Nige?
I twisted my thing.
Oh.
Bastard.
Sounds
Bastard.
Ah,
Bastard.
bastard. Ah, bastard.
Stood on a stern.
On a beach.
On a beach.
What the fuck was that? On a beach. You sounded like the Stranglers.
Walking on the beaches, looking out for peaches.
Ah.
Thought I was watching the opening to Sexy Beast there.
Oh, wow.
There was a song I was thinking of asking you to give us a rendition of, Scott, but I cannot for the life of me remember it. If I remember it, I'm going to ask you to do it.
Cool.
Scott's thinking
He's like a walking jukebox, so you.
Yeah, requests all the time.
Yeah.
Hello, Fred.
Mm.
We
Another
got
one I
Andy
know.
like stuff saying Harrison Ford is in his 80s. I know. Yeah.
He looks it.
Yeah.
And he does look in the latest Indiana Jones film. Oh, dear me.
He's all right, I thought.
Sai says, is there no TV show you'd like to see a movie remake of? For me, I'd like to see The Fall Guy get a remake. I don't know.
A little TV show.
TV show to get a movie remake. Normally, it's old movies getting TV shows sort of reimagining.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know. Most of the time, they go really bad. They do. There's very few that actually do stick the landing. I can't really think about one.
Which is why I'm going to say no. There's none I would.
No, I think they're best to just keep them as they are.
I can't think of anything.
I can't either.
Andy?
I wouldn't mind seeing another Simpsons movie, but
Yeah.
can't think of anything else.
That's still baffling that never got a sequel.
Yeah.
It's probably the last decent thing The Simpsons did.
We'll bring back Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yeah. I
Fucking love
agree.
Ren and Stimpy.
What's the you're all looking forward to? What's the you're all looking forward to seeing?
Yeah.
I think you mean what's the film you're all looking forward to seeing?
Yeah.
What's the film we're all looking forward to seeing? What, coming soon at the cinema? I honestly don't really know. There isn't a huge amount out. I know there's this new one coming out from the Rogue One director called The Creator this week. That looks really good.
That's what I was going to say. That's the one for me.
Yeah, that's been made on quite a small budget compared to all these other films, and it's expected to gross a lot. So
Yeah.
I'd say that one. And you'd say that, Mikey?
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of at the minute. This sort of around the corner. Yeah, I really want to see that. I did really want to see Expendables 4, but like I said, you're a great thing. I'm still going to see it, but
Yeah.
my expectations have sort of lowered now. So I almost feel like I got to go and see it to get it out of the way rather than because I want to see it. But yeah, that looks exceptional. That the creator.
Yeah.
So. Really excited about that. And I love Rogue One.
Yeah, fantastic Star Wars film.
Amazing.
What about you, Andy?
Probably still Maxine.
Mm.
That's what I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
the most.
I gather Nige will say the same.
That's what I had planned to say, and yeah, definitely.
And
Can't wait for it.
Scott.
Also vaccine because I'm really looking forward to that film. Absolutely love X and Pearl, so yeah, I really want to see that film.
As for an old TV show getting made into the movie, Bad Lieutenant says the Dirty Harry Sledgehammer. That'd be considered so on PC, so we'll get it made.
Yeah.
Dalboy says Kirk Douglas was 103
Wow.
when he finally left us. What a
Oh.
life he had. That is
Yeah.
what an age.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Right. Just got a lot of a lot of chat between everybody. I remember when Clint Eastwood won the Best Director for $1 Million Baby, he took his 100-year-old mother at his stage.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
And what a film that was as well.
Yeah,
Oh
It is
dear.
a great film.
great film.
That is such a heartbreaker, that is.
I know.
We have Danny says Johnny, a mnemonic, puts hard drive in his head to carry data from one place to another, but you lose the same memory. Oh.
Still don't quite understand that.
I got the film, but I haven't seen it yet. So,
Yeah.
we have Delboy saying Scott sings "Senses Working Overtime." I can see a whole franchise like Scott Sings the Blues or Scott Sings Love Songs for Young Bellends.
This one's for all you young bellends out there. All old bellends, you can't listen to this. It's not for you.
Scott's got to sing "Younger Heart" by the Blue Bellends.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Don't really leave out the cold.
Can we have a bit of rebel yell, Scott?
With a rebel yell, she want more.
That's awesome.
Red Bellend.
When your CD coming out, Scott, it'll be on vinyl, won't it?
Oh, man.
Oh, dear.
You nearly popped a blood vessel there, mate. Rebel yell.
Yelling, all right. So like you stepped on some Lego, I think.
Oh, God. That was passionate, that one.
Yeah.
Dalboy says, "Gotta go to bed, guys, but well, entertain night again, and thanks for all the time."
Cheers, Dalboy.
Cheers,
Still live. You're not gone already.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks ever so much for watching, Dalboy. You take care, mate. We've got David saying, "Good evening, guys. Hope you're all good." Evening,
Oh,
David.
hey up, David.
Hope you're doing well.
Hello,
We've got Matt Chat saying the Graham Humphreys artwork blows the original artwork of any of the films he's done. US Evil Dead versus his. Give us spread.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
You ordered that book after night?
I haven't yet, no. Is it good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it matches like perfectly with the other one as well. Same size.
Yeah.
I think it might have the same amount of pages. So it's like a companion piece, you know. And
I wonder if there'll be any more then. Is there going to be another one after this?
I think you probably just keep doing them as his catalogue grows, I'd imagine. You know?
Oh.
What an artist he is, mate.
Oh, he's so distinctive as well. I've seen people try to copy him, and he's
badly.
Yeah, you know, he likes his greens, doesn't he, and his purples, and, you know, and
awesome.
but yeah, I've seen, like I said, I've seen artists was like trying to do a similar style, but I don't think I've ever seen any. I've seen good ones, but I don't think I've seen any as good as him. His likeness is. He gets the likeness of the characters so fucking spot on.
Yeah, it's uncanny.
You know?
Look at Heather Langenkamp on the UK quad of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wow.
Yeah. I know he told me he when he does the faces and all, he traces a lot. But that's not because he's not capable of doing it without tracing. He wants to do it right. And only by tracing you get the exact measurements between the eyes and things like that. So it's a technique that works. You know, there's no point trying to be fucking snobbery and going, "Oh, I never trace," you know what I mean? And it looks shit. I mean, you only got to have one eye out of place, and it looks odd, doesn't it? Because you used to seeing. So when it comes to the faces and all, he will trace the things to make sure you got the right, you know.
He's still got to paint it afterwards, though. So.
Oh yeah, of course. But it's just about getting them things in the right place.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen loads of artists do great work, and you know, is every single time. It looks exactly like the person is supposed to be. You know.
Awesome. So next up we have Sai saying budget for the creator is $80 million, but it looks like it's a $200 million film. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Gareth Edwards. He made a film called Monster. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. Many years ago, that was really good. That was
Yeah.
The one with the two lasses in the murderer.
No.
Oh,
You're
that's just
thinking
Monster.
I think it's just called Monster, wasn't it? It was like a
Christina Ricci and the other one.
no. This
no,
was
this
about a
one came
couple.
out in about 2010 or 2011.
Oh.
It was like a couple trying to make their way across the border or something, wasn't it? After an alien invasion, but it's
correctly as
when
well.
your typical alien invasion film, it's like they've invaded years before, and there was certain zones that you know there was out of bounds because these aliens occupied it, sort of thing. But he filmed some of those scenes with like fucking crashed aircraft and all in his fucking bath. You know, like them using model planes and stuff, and then obviously put them into his PC, and so he done a lot. You watch him making it, he done a lot of them effects himself.
Yeah, I did
which
hear
is incredible.
That
He's a
he
very
used
talented
quite
guy.
a cheap camera to film the film as well.
Yeah. So I can, so when he says like the budget of the creator was 80 million, it looks like a 200 million blockbuster. It's kind of like what he does,
Maybe if more Hollywood studios was a bit more leaner with the budgets, they wouldn't be seeing such flops when a film can earn over 500 million and be deemed a flop. It's a weird state of affairs.
Yeah. But it's like a lot of film directors are saying, wouldn't it? Like Sam Raimi have said it himself, once you start getting a budget, then your creativity wanes because you haven't got to figure things out so much, like on the original Evil Dead. Oh, surprise, I got back to Evil Dead. But using the Ramo cam and stuff like that, they never had the money to buy anything like that, so they had to use their noggins and and put a fucking camera on 2x4 and run through the fucking swamp with it and stuff like that. So, but then obviously when you start getting a budget, then it's like, just fucking get an anti-grav pad, like, you know what I mean? Stick the camera on it and stuff like that. So the creativity sort of dies,
Yeah.
But obviously directors like that, keep that sort of thing alive to, yes, 80 million is not fucking, it's not a low budget film, but 80 million by today's standards in Hollywood is
quite a modest budget.
It's a modest budget, isn't it? And from what I've seen, it looks fucking insane.
It does look really good. We got a match out saying I was on the piss with Humphreys a few years back, and I told him his reprint of his Return of the Living Dead was crap compared to his original paintings.
Right.
And then I thought I'd just insult him there, but he just puts his arm around me and said, "But you love my original." Sound blow.
Yeah. He doesn't like his original. It's one of the ones he's a little bit embarrassed about, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got Sai off now saying night.
Yeah, that's right.
Sai.
See you later,
Sai.
Cheers, mate.
But then he suppose he's just speaking as an artist. He said you'll always criticize everything you do. It's just the way they are, isn't it?
I think he did a fucking great job Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
I do.
I think another one he's not fussed on was he done a cover for Jesus, what was it called now? Monster something, talking of monsters. Monster Club?
Monster Club?
Monster Club with Vincent Price?
Yeah, not Monster Squad. Monster Club.
Yeah.
No, not Monster Squad, Monster Club, I think it is. Isn't it?
Yeah,
like
the Vincent Price one.
Vincent Price one,
did that, and he said, I look at that now and I just hate it because it's just I could see so many things I would do differently now. But like I said, it's just I imagine most artists are the same, and they look at older stuff and go, I would have done that differently now. And
he obviously doesn't see what we see, then, does he?
No. Well, we're not going to be critical because we don't do it, do we? So we just look at it and wow. They probably look at things. I imagine an artist will look at a painting different than what we will.
Yeah.
And anyone, I suppose, in the craft of whatever it is, and it's the same, I guess. It's you're going to look at it differently to what us mere mortals will look at, because we just,
that's true.
A filmmaker might look at a film differently, and they could either pick holes in it more because they're a filmmaker and they know what it takes to make a film, or it could be the opposite. They might look at it and go, well, yeah, that's not perfect, but I realize that's a hard scene to do, so You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We just watch
definitely
it.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As,
We have Dave from Savage Zombie Reviews here saying, hey guys, hope all's well. Hey Dave,
Hey,
Hello, Dave.
David.
hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining. And the final comment of the night is from Edward. So if you got any more questions, quickly pop them in down below. He says, did you guys pick up the following Christopher Nolan first movie on Blu-ray? Yeah, I got quite a nice little special edition. No, I didn't. I think it sold out pretty much quickly. Did you, Andy?
No, I've got it on DVD though.
Yeah.
So I don't, it's not a movie I actually really enjoyed all that much, to be honest. So I'm sticking with the DVD.
Yeah. I would gather it's very much experimental, not as good as his
Yes.
other more established films.
It's not very long either. I think it's either just under or a little over an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the box set was like 40 or 50 quid. It's quite
Oh,
expensive.
I'm not paying that for it. Fuck that.
No.
No.
Scott, have you seen the film or going to pick it up?
Probably won't pick up, but I haven't seen a film either. But I wouldn't mind watching it at some point.
Awesome. Mikey?
No, I haven't. I'm a bit sort of hit and miss with Christopher Nolan, and the strange thing is, you know, my dream would be for someone to make a fully fledged War of the Worlds movie set in the proper time, you know, the proper British, you know, set in England like the story is, and this, that, and the other. And I would love Christopher Nolan to make it. I just think. But having said that, because I think he's a great filmmaker, I just don't sometimes enjoy the subjects that he takes on.
Yeah,
You know,
I can get that.
like I never nothing I saw of Tenet took my fancy. I haven't watched it. I didn't have a fucking clue what was going on in Inception. Maybe it's just me being fucking stupid. I did really like Memento, to be fair. I don't know what the fuck happened at the end. Don't know what happened at the end of Interstellar. What the fuck? I loved the film up until the end, and then what the fucking hell is that going on here? You know, and Dunkirk, although brilliantly made, wasn't overly exciting for me.
Yeah.
But I understand he's a great filmmaker, and I just think War of the Worlds would be perfect for him.
Have you seen Oppenheimer yet? I'm not a big fan of his, but I think that's his best film. It's so good.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. You know.
Yeah, I loved it. I love it. Probably it's my favorite film by him.
Yeah, it would be for me as well. It's so good.
But it's weird that I say that because I appreciate he's a great filmmaker. It's just that, like I said, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not intelligent enough to understand what he's fucking saying. I don't fucking know. You know.
And what about you, Nige? You picked this one up? Nope.
I've never even heard of it, but I wouldn't mind his I'm in the mood for dancing 12-incher.
Okie doke.
And the final comment of tonight is from Keith.
What a get!
saying, hello to all.
Hi, Keith.
How's everyone doing?
Hey, Keith.
Hello!
Oh, yes. Before I mention, Scott, you got a stream on Friday night? Who's joining you?
I haven't. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Pete. Andy will be back this week, which will be awesome. You missed last week, Andy, so great to have you on this week.
Oh, cheers, Scott.
And Nigel, no worries. And Nigel got 3 special guests this week. We've got Dale Boy, Mike from Did You See That, and James from Movie Bug joining us. So should be a great night.
Wow, what a stacked lineup. Awesome.
Oh, what a cracking thumbnail! Pete's gonna love it.
He is, yeah. I'll sort it out tomorrow, but when you find out, Pete, you're gonna absolutely love it.
I'm intrigued. Is it a Doctor Who one?
Oh, it's better than that.
No.
Oh.
Absolute quality.
Is it a Speed 2 one?
Oh, it's better than that. You're gonna love it.
Art now. Right. David says, Rock God 2004, 558. Come on, everybody. Let's get Nige up to 600 subscribers. Come on, everybody. Do it tonight.
Bloody hell, it was another 58. It didn't take long ago, so I was saying, oh, I've got 500.
How
It's
many,
been a
stuff,
good month or
Nigel.
two. Wow.
Yeah.
how many people's watching at the moment?
20 people watching at the moment, but we've had
Oh,
like
that's not
over
gonna happen tonight,
35
then, is it?
watching. We have.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody
I
who
mean,
is
the
watching,
bubble Nige, but I don't think you can. 20 people's gonna make 58.
well,
But
Nah.
to everybody watching at
But
home now
if
and
I
on the
can get in it
replay, if
soon.
you haven't subscribed to anybody's channels, their
Oh, yeah.
links are all in the description down below. Go and subscribe and follow them. They've all got brilliant channels.
Thank you
will
very
happen.
much, sir.
Thank you, Pete. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You all got great channels anyway, so you know. Yeah.
Dalboy says he's in bed watching Brainstorm from '83 with Christopher Walken and Natalie Wood. That remake would be good.
Not seen it.
I don't think I've
I
seen
haven't.
No,
it.
I didn't know
haven't.
Christopher Walken had done a film with Natalie Wood.
I didn't know Christopher
No.
Walken was in the film, so I'm kind of interested already. So that's cool.
And I thought Natalie Wood was already dead before '83. Just goes on much to I know.
Mm,
Has anybody seen Brainstorm?
no.
Yeah.
No, I've heard of it.
Oh. Yeah. You have to tell us what you think, Dalboy. And David says you all have fantastic YouTube channels. Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
David.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
I
David.
agree. Not
Is
me,
it a
though.
remake?
Ah, bastard.
Yes, Gary, but for now I meant.
Thought you'd gone to bed,
Stern.
though.
Fred on a Stern. Was it in 4K? You all have fantastic channels, videos on your channel. Well, thank you ever so much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. So yeah, that is the final comment officially for tonight. So nearly 10 to 12. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks ever so much to everybody watching at home. We've still got 20 people watching, so that's brilliant.
Wow.
Thank you.
So I'd like to thank Andy from Forgotten Order Movies, Scott the Movie Critic, Nige from Rock God 2004, and Mikey from Boogie Cat Productions for joining us tonight.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
for
me.
having us on, Pete.
Thanks for having us on, mate.
Yeah,
No
thank you.
worries.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun tonight, and definitely will be inviting you back on soon, Mikey. It's been a great time.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Struggling to keep my eyes open now, man. They're like sheep's fannies, look.
And we have Danny saying have a good one. And we've got quickly, Edward
See you,
says, what's your favourite Mortal Kombat game?
Probably the
That's
first
anything.
one.
I like 11. That was pretty good. The new one's pretty good as well.
Mhm.
Anybody else played any Mortal Kombats?
I'd have to say, I think it's 11, only because he had Rambo on it.
And Terminator as well.
Yeah. I bought
and
the Rambo
RoboCop
pack
as well.
The what?
RoboCop,
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not an expert on any of them, but you know.
Take care, Danny. Don't forget to subscribe tonight. Absolutely. And lads, question: when someone says I'm in bed watching you, does that make you feel uneasy?
Slightly.
What
Yeah.
a lovely topic to end tonight on.
No, because I think, well, I can't blame them.
Nah. You are a rock god at the end of the day, Nige, so you know.
They have very good taste in wank bank material, is all I can say.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm disturbed. Now he said, oh, yeah.
Okay.
And you all guys take care and stay safe. Yes. So
See you,
thanks.
David.
Take care, David. Thank you. ever
Cheers,
so much.
David. Thank you very much, mate.
I don't know if Mike at DigiZ that's having a stream tomorrow night or not, but if he is, be sure to go
No,
and
he's
check
not. No.
I don't think he is.
No, because I think
No.
he did a stream the other night.
Yeah.
And definitely be sure to check out Scott's stream on Friday night. And I totally do
Cheers,
agree
mate.
with David here saying about Andy's got a fantastic channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes, thank
be
you, David.
sure to check out Scott's stream on Friday. I think I just said that about 4 times. And we'll be back next week where our special guest will be Sam Glendon. So it's going to be another fun one. So see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Ah.
Bart.
I can't move my mouse.